Call in. That will be your chance. Mary Dalba, our psychic medium, on once a month. Last Friday of the month, 8:15, coming up this morning on the show. All right, it's 7:28 right now.
Big news. I have some important news for you.
Interesting news.
It's Blake and Aaron's Spilling the Tea with Sandy.
K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
Brought to you by J. Michael. Fashion for everyone. Happy Friday, Sandy.
Hey, happy Friday, guys. How you doing?
We are great.
Fantastic.
Spill a tea for us.
All right, let's do a little bit of crime alerts this morning. So we have a man that robbed a victim after begging her for $1. Wow.
Okay.
So 2 people, in fact, were robbed in 2 separate incidents recently by a beggar, a man who approached them asking for money. In one incident, the victim was in the process of giving the man money when they were robbed. Boy, you know that saying, no good deed goes unpunished?
Yes.
This would be an example of such a story. Anyway, this is happening in the Courts Road area of Georgetown near Eastern Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So if you live or reside in that area, or if you take that route to perhaps go to and from your workplace, please know that there is a knife-wielding bandit who will beg you for money first and then try to rob you after.
Okay, that's kind of scary. So
yeah, it is.
You still out there on the loose?
Yes, sir. Keep an eye out.
Okay.
All right. Other police news. 4 armed men held security at gunpoint and robbed Al Kebab. This is the one now that's Marquee Plaza. Yes. Pretty crazy. But this happened early yesterday morning, the 28th. And they held the security guard at gunpoint and then proceeded to rob the restaurant. So there goes the idea of having security, and that helps. Reports from the police are that shortly after midnight, officers responded to a report of an armed robbery at the restaurant in Marquee Plaza, located in Lawrence Boulevard. It was reported that 4 masked men attended the plaza on foot. 2 of them approached the security guard at the location, one of them brandishing a firearm, and the other 2 approached the restaurant and once again brandishing a firearm at the workers, and they got away with some cash. We heard it's only a couple $100, hardly worth it. When they split that, they probably got $75 each. Ridiculous.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. On to some better news.
Please.
2 Grand Court judges have been appointed. Sounds like they're going to be keeping themselves rather busy. So His Excellency, the Acting Governor Franz Manderson, announced the appointment of Justice Marlene Carter. She's been acting actually for quite some time. And Jalil Asif, KC, as judges of the Cayman Islands Court. So the judicial system obviously keeping extremely busy. Justice Carter has some 10 years of experience behind her belt, including, I think she used to work for, did she work for the DPP's office? I'm trying to remember. But she has served as an acting judge, and she's presided over both criminal, civil, family matters. And she was actually a judge assigned to St. Kitts and Nevis as a resident high judge. So she's got quite a bit of experience in the region. All right. And some wonderful news. Big shout out to all of the individuals who participated in this year's Big Shave. It reached a $3 million landmark with this year's fundraising event.
Wow.
So participants, this is fantastic. Participants getting ready for one of Cayman's biggest charity events, the Hannah Heroes Big Shave, which has contributed significantly to childhood cancer research in the United States. So the fundraising efforts have been raising funds since 2013, and that has now passed a $3 million mark. And this was announced by the Cayman International School Be Bold, Be Bald Shave event, which happened on Wednesday. So in that event, 12 students shaved their heads, supported by an audience of parents and others in solidarity with childhood cancer patients. So they raised over $25,000 for the cause, and the DART organization matched the student funds raised. So congratulations to everyone. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and very brave of those kids as well to take part. Yeah,
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep. There you go. Have a fantastic weekend.
All right, Sandy, you too, and we'll see you on Monday morning.
Sounds
great. The
great.
picture show coming up on Bobo 89.1.
Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? All right, give me a couple seconds here. We're just going to grab some links. Y'all sit back and relax. We're going to get things going here. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. It's Friday. All right, hold on. We got a lot to talk about today, honey child, and it's Consumer Friday. So get your calls ready. All right, we got about 15 seconds here. Stand by.
Bigger, better, bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio.
We are still spilling the tea.
And committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman,
Live, direct.
it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing today? All right. Ooh, honey chill. Good morning. Hello. How are you beautiful people doing? I'm going to sit down this morning. My poor little feet feeling away. So I am going to give them a break. Telephone number, lines are open, 936-2626. You can call us on What's Up as well, if you'd like, toll free. So if you're overseas and you've always wanted to call in, today is your lucky day. Honey chill. I got this high chair now. It takes me a minute. Hold on. Let me turn the camera off. It actually takes me a minute to get in it because it's pretty, it is pretty. Oh my gosh. Did I forget to hit the live Bobo? Oh my goodness. Oh, poor me. Was perfectly on time otherwise. There you go. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. Good morning, Bobo Land. How are you guys doing? Why is it so hot today? Is it just me? Is it hot flashes coming? Whew, let's not call that down on ourselves, honey Jill. No, sir. All right. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. Everybody okay? All right. Yep. Let me see here now. Yes. All right. We got a lot to cover, but it's Friday. So let's go ahead and do our morning greetings. I was saying I was going to sit down today because my little feet been bothering me. So I had my TENS machine out last night and been icing my feet. I'll probably have to do that into the weekend. I might actually do a foot soak this evening as well. This is just part of my routine, honey chill. Normally I know when it's coming. I can feel the pain. And then I know when the worst pain is on the way. And, got to rub it with Voltaren rub. And there's another rub that the pharmacies here recommend. I've only ever gotten it here and in Jamaica. So I'm going to stock up on that. And that seems to help as well. All right. Let me see here. Good morning, Miss Vernita. Good morning to Nathan. Olivia's in the house. Good morning, Miss Alice. Leanne is here. Siobhan is here. Everton. Today's Friday, so we'll take some of your consumer-related calls. Let me get the apple cider vinegar ready. Oh, honey child. Let me pull that over. Yes, so. Let me pull over my water. There we go. Well, I haven't been drinking tea for the past week because it would sit here between the apple cider vinegar and the water. I couldn't drink anymore. My bladder was like, ooh. Well, you've had enough, honey child. We're going to talk about some of those cases, Siobhan. Absolutely crazy. Morning, Leroy, Everton, Stephen Nicholson joining us from the UK. Good morning to Stephanie Brooks. Felicia is here. Gabby's in the house. Good morning to you. Irvelyn, how are you? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to Miss Sonia. Miss Bonnie joining us from East End. Wee Wee's here. Miss Romelia. Hello, honey child. Miss Debbie, Andrea, good morning to you. Thank you. Have a wonderful Friday. Patricia Blake is also here. All the usual suspects front and center in class saying good morning because they know their manners. Aliano, Siobhan, Richard Newton, hello, darling. Celine and him saying hello. Romelia says, yes, ma'am, behavior today, please, and thank you. Oh, gosh, poor Miss Romelia. Miss Romelia, you know the after show, not for everybody now. So you get 3 hours and then you don't have to listen to the after show. I keep telling you that. But you still want to be trying to catch news, knowing that the after show might be a little bit turned up. I keep telling you, don't listen. If we have an after show, do not listen. That's not for no children. That's after 10:30. Your children should be in school. Well in school. Now, I admit this time of morning, they're probably listening on the commute. So we'll behave this time of the morning. And then after 10:30, you go and get your Bible and read a little verse and everybody will be fine. There's Mr. Amelia says she can wash out my mouth with soap and water. I said, Lord, have mercy. What a mess for her. Ay. Hello, Miss Ann Rice, joining us from St. Petersburg, Florida. Hello, darling. She says, I'm waiting to enjoy my sucking cup of fresh brew with you. Mm-hmm. Hello, Tamara. Beverly is here. Jake from State Farm. Not that Jake. There's another Jake. Hello, Jake. Jake, I owe you some money. Did I ever pay you? I feel like I actually haven't. Oh, my God. Ooh, honey child, if I haven't, I better. You might have to call CMR on me. Sandy won't pay me. Oh, shoot. I owe you, I think, about $100 or something. First Lady Jayanne, Siobhan, Beverly, Malita, JD Whitaker in the house from Northside. Miss Juanita, how are you? Allison. John, how are you? Says, I'm in class. Good morning. So nice to see you, John. Siobhan says, yeah, the after show be lit. Don't like it? Don't stick around. Simple. Mr. Amelia says, drink water. It seems like that apple cider is not good for you. Oh, honey child. No, I think it's actually been very good for me. Feeling good, skin looking good, everything looking good. John says, teacher, may I go to the bathroom? Now, John, we just started class. You should have taken your bathroom break before we got started. But anyway, excuse yourself, and I appreciate you asking. Go right ahead. Go do your business and come back quick. Now, if you had one of those portable radios that we were giving out, you wouldn't miss a beat because you could take the portable radio to the bathroom with you. Am I the only one that takes stuff to the bathroom? Like a book, a magazine, the iPad. I'd be sitting there reading on the toilet. Killing two birds with one stone. Yes. Siobhan says, I got threatened with that soap and water too, but I know business. Ay. What a hot mess. Yes. Oh, look, Johan is here. Talking about his. Oh, Johan's so salty. He upset over my telling him he needs to go on a diet. So he's been lashing out about my brownies. Now, Johan loved my brownies. Listen, if I went and make a batch of brownies right now, they wouldn't even get to cool properly before Johan would be here grabbing them up with his gravelicious fingers. And he's talking about, Trace, so keep your dry up brownies. I think I might make some this weekend. Just to tempt Johan, I'm going to make some brownies. You take that. He'd be like, you don't have any more? Can I get some more? I'm like, Johan, you're on a diet. Leroy says, no, she's giving them to Chris now. Lord have mercy. Ooh, honey child. Can I tell y'all something? I want to show you something really, really funny. So somebody, I'm not going to name who they are, sent me a message on, they don't have WhatsApp. So they sent me a message on, what's it called? Facebook Messenger. In honey child. I had to laugh when I saw the message. I'm going to put it on the screen. It is, y'all, now, how would this work? Because y'all love to call off-reg on people. If I put something on the screen that might have a naughty word in it, do you call off-reg about that? No, because off-reg only controls the airwaves. So you're not hearing it. You're only seeing it. Da-da. That gives me an idea. But this is what someone sent me. And I had to laugh. I was like, Lord have mercy. Yes, sir. Y'all read it. Basically, they say they saw a clip from a couple days ago, and they were like, "Ooh, honey child, that clip deserves an Academy Award. If you know it, you know it. It's the same one with Johan and his ridiculous proposal." And they were like, "Girl, that response deserves an Academy Award. That was on point." The sentiment has been received by many, 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 many people. Jamila, you looking for brownies? Yes, sir. You had some before too, right? Child, I'll be cooking and taking for people and don't even know. Carla, good morning. Buenos dias. Miss Jean's in the house. She said, don't forget her when I make some brownies. Oh, yeah. Oh, Miss Jean loves my brownies. But listen, Jean, the last time I made them for your birthday, you didn't even get any. But yeah, Jean loves them brownies too. Siobhan says she wants some too. Cheese and peas. I might have to have a brownie party. Miss Renita says she's looking for the mac and cheese. And can you make lasagna? Oh my gosh, my lasagna is off the chain. You know how I started making lasagna? I always made a pretty good lasagna, but I switched it up a couple years ago and I started making like bundt cake style lasagna. So you know the bundt cake, the round one that we use for cakes? You can use that for other things, not just cakes. You can use it for meatloaf. It gives you that perfect round meatloaf with the hole in the middle. And then you whip up your restaurant style mashed potatoes. Oh my God, they are to die for. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. And then lasagna, you can make lasagna in that too. And it comes out in the exact same shape, bundt shape. And then it's easy to cut in perfect little slices. Oh, honey child, that bundt cake, that bundt pie, no, bundt, what's it called, bundt pan is perfect for so many things. Andrea says, don't forget her. Oh, I think I might have to make a batch of brownies real. All right. Allison says, I got that clip this morning. What a hot mess. I want some brownies too. All right. We're going to have to make some brownies. Leanna advertising for A.L. Thompson's. Maybe I should talk to A.L. Thompson's about running a few ads. Cousin Alti, call me. Larry, we need to talk. And Alric Rankin says, I might as well ask for a sample cookie. We're not making no cookies, honey child. We're doing brownies. Yes. Somebody says you can use the bundt cake pan for shepherd's pie. I don't make shepherd's pie. What is shepherd's pie? That sounds too English for me. I'm sorry. Why is it? Somebody had a funny thing the other day, a little clip about England. They said for as long as England has been around and invaded everybody, the Caribbean, India, everyone, they have access to all the spices in the world, and they still have like the worst food. I laughed. The guy is like, their food still has no seasoning in it. They didn't borrow any of the good stuff from the other cultures that they went and invaded, right? He's like, oh, our food is so bland. I was like, Lord, I don't know what happened to the English, Joe. Not when it comes to cooking. Oh, God. Blackberry says, well, since you're offering, I'll take 3 pans of brownies. Girl. No, sir. All of that. Y'all must be think I gotta be in the kitchen all day long. Listen, there's regular brownies, and then the you do like the fudgy ones. Those are the best ones. If you're not allergic to nuts, we love to put nuts in them. Oh man, they are like the best. Miss Debbie says she loves shepherd pie. Is that like a pot pie? Is that the same thing? I don't know too much about the shepherd pie. Liana says we need your cooking show every Friday since we only talk about food on Friday mornings. It does kind of appear that way. So listen to what else we're going to talk about now. Let's bring it in. All right, class. That was enough of the chit chat, of the small talk. Let me clarify a few things here. So first of all, the Samoan guy who was on Monday's show, he's done about 7 or 8 videos now. And now on top of it, he's claiming that he's going to have a town hall meeting. Listen to me. There comes a point in time when you have gone too far. Can I just say, I wanted to have him on the show because I thought he had some interesting things to say. I was not there slurping it up like some of y'all, right? Because I like to pick sense from nonsense. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So I never said that the man does not have some valid points and whatever. But also having been exposed to Americans for as long as I did living amongst them, I know how some of them are. Even when they have something good to say, child, they're going to just be riding an issue forever. So I was truly hoping that he would have been a little bit different. But lo and behold, honey child, lo and behold, he is milking us in this conversation. My God, let me put it this way. I sent out the wrong link to people. Oh, Lord, honey child. Sorry, Windsor Park people. Wrong one. Let me redo that. I honestly thought that I don't even know what I thought. Hold on one second. Let me sort out something here. 1 second. Sorry. Yes. So, I honestly thought that for someone who was here for only 3 days, even his response about our culture and him admitting, he didn't do any research, he doesn't know what a Caymanian looks like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, I was a little bit lukewarm on what he had to say, but I still took some points on board. I mean, for sure, we have a product that we have to improve upon. Anybody can see that, I think. I mean, doesn't take a blind, what they say, Ray Charles could see that. Shoot. 7, 8 videos later, and you're going to have a town hall to tell us how to fix our issues. Cousin William, because y'all couldn't remember my cousin's name. Remember that trivia question? His name is actually Cousin William. Mm-hmm. Y'all gone a little bit too far now, Cousin William. But I'm not surprised because, like I said, I lived in America for 15 years. They are colonialists just like everybody else. They think they know everything. Meanwhile, in Illinois, have y'all looked at the hot mess in Illinois? One of the highest poverty rates, crime rates, everything. Fix your own ish over in Illinois first. You got a lot of work to do. Caller? Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
No, I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents about that.
Give us 5 cents, child. Give us 5 cents.
Okay, 5 cents. Right. You see, right? He had some valid points.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought about it and I said, Americans tend to, when they're traveling the world,
Mm-hmm.
what they tend to want is they want 5-star comfort with a little bit of culture thrown in. And let me tell you what that culture looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially for Caribbean islanders. People serving them drinks and coconuts.
Mm-hmm.
We living in donkeys. We
Mm-hmm.
living in huts. We're living in that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're used to having a stronger currency than ours. When they come to Cayman and they realize that yes, we have our culture, we have our elements of culture, and yeah, we have some things that we need to improve on.
Mm-hmm.
But to see that we have a higher standard of living than many places in the US, right?
Yeah.
It messes with their head. I don't want to use the word I want. I'm not going to use the word I want to use because we're on air, right?
Yes.
It messes with their head. So for all of them people who were just lapping up everything he was saying, bear that in mind too. Yeah?
Yep.
That's my 5 cents.
Yes, I appreciate it. 936-2626. Yes, I mean, listen, Americans, and they're not the only ones, but they certainly have a knack for telling everybody else how to fix their problem. Meanwhile, their cesspool that they live in over there, right? I always find it so curious when I do go there. And I've had some of their immigration people, like when I pass through, say to me, oh, but you have an American accent. You lived here? And I said, yes, I lived in the States for 15 years. Well, don't you want to stay? Don't you want to get your American citizenship? And when I say no, they're like, why? And I'm like, because I got someplace called home that's actually better. Not perfect, but still better. They're like shocked that not everybody wants to move to their cesspool of a country. Now, I'm not going to knock it. America presented me with opportunities. Respect is due. But at the same time, let's be realistic. If there's any place that I would have been kidnapped and killed by a serial killer, it would have been right there in Tampa Bay Mall back in the day when I was in high school. Child, I had to avoid a serial killer with his blue eyes, piercing blue eyes looking at me. I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm going to end up in an episode of Investigation Discovery. This guy was stalking me in the mall, total stranger sitting at my table with me. And I'm a little 16-year-old student trying to figure out, why is this guy doing this? What am I going to do? Let me go talk to security because this guy's weird and he follows me down in the security area. Those are the things y'all need to fix in America. All of your shooting, your mass shootings, fix that before you come telling us how to fix our stuff. I'm just saying. You got a lot of work to do right in your own neighborhood. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. It's called deflection. Everything that is wrong in their country, they throw it on someone else. But anyways, at the end of the day, I think people are missing the point here. This man, if they notice where he's making his platform, it's on TikTok. He is being paid. So make me put it out there. Those that don't know, anytime you get over 1,000 followers, you can start making videos. Maybe it's less now, but I know for sure it was 1K. Once you get 1K, you can start making videos and you can start earning money, right? So he had, when he started, a little 900 followers. Now he got 226,000, I think it is. Do you guys don't realize how much money he's making? Every heart, every lion, every plane, every object that has a price tag, he's making that money. Everybody around, even the affiliates are using TikTok, even Amazon, because they're getting paid for
Well,
it,
I
right?
literally just joined TikTok next week to see what was going on. Child, I wasn't even interested.
Cayman is the only place that I think so far you cannot withdraw your money on your credit card. And I can tell you that because I have family members that do it. Okay. And they have account overseas, and for them, they transfer the money to their international account or whatnot. Even though TikTok is registered here, some people may know that you still cannot use the funds to put on your credit card. It's like PayPal. You can use whatever you put on PayPal, but I think for you to get it back, you have to do like a wire transfer, a money transfer, a money order through MoneyGram or Western Union. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? So he is making money off us. When I called in the show the other day and say, Kenneth Bryan has opened, and I'm not saying MP because I have no respect for people like them. When he opened the bag of worm and said, oh, welcome back with all expenses paid, I threw the question out there, who's paying for it? Is it him personally paying for it out of his pocket? are the people, because what he has done now, every American that come here has a problem. They're going to do the same thing.
I think,
When we go to
I think,
America,
yes.
when we go to America, there's no feasible liability or no kind of say welcome like that. We have to put up with what we put up, even on the airport with those disgusting Cubans. And I'm not racist. I'm just calling it how it is. And if people don't like the truth, well, that's their problem. But it's the truth. When you go there, you're treated like the worst, right? So these kind of people, they don't want better for no one. They want it all for themselves, right? But that's why the country's in the mess it in today. That when you travel outside, we have some very small-minded, naive Kimanians too. Our own people, they only think about hopping on the plane, go Miami and Tampa. Girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, and wife. The grandfather, and jump on the plane and go Europe and other places, and it will deter your minds from going back to the U.S. Okay, that is what I have to say this morning.
Yes, where's that virtual applause, honey child? Let me try and find that for her. Yes, sir. All right. 9362626. I mean, I agree, honey child. I'm gonna take a sip now of my apple cider vinegar and say that I agree. So now he's having this virtual town hall. Really? You spent 3 days in Cayman, and you think you can have a town hall meeting telling us how to fix our problems? I am willing to bet you still don't have a concept on what our problems are. You should be a politician. These sound bites, you still haven't done your research. You still haven't done your history. Have you read any of these historical books covering the Cayman Islands? Do you really know our history? Come on, son. You say you're an educator. I had high hopes for you, but now I'm kind of like getting a little bit disgusted by the situation. We had a lot of questions for you about what you did when you came here in 3 days. 3 days is not enough time to hardly take a good shower some days, honey child. What do you mean you were looking for culture? You went to Turtle Farm? Did you eat yourself some turtle meat? You were insulted by the only Caymanian you could find, or so you thought. I mean, them West Bayers talking about he wearing skirts. I was like, no, sir, y'all not easy. I don't know, boy. It's just gone too far. We don't need you to have a town meeting, sir. We really don't. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what you need to be doing. In Illinois, that includes Detroit. I don't know exactly what part of Illinois he's from, but that's one of the most impoverished areas of the United States of America. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sandra.
Hello, darling.
How are you? How are you today?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Okay, I'm okay, but that lady needs some more chairs. Okay, she said it all, and she said the truth. But he was no one, It started from way back, but we put her all in all, and went to the extreme. And because they what has happened, he probably liked it so much, then turn around and complain so he could get a free trip back. Kenneth Bryan, you didn't do the right thing. Wait to hear what other people have to say, what other people that work in tourism know about, and take advice from them. That's why the MPs should come to us first, that know about things and know about tourism. All the tourism people that have worked in tourism all their working life, but he could give him a free trip, free this, free that. Okay, there's plenty places in the Caribbean that I have gone and I do not like. If I had gone to the Department of Tourism or the head of tourism, you think I would got a free trip and a free this and a free that. No.
You'd be lucky if anybody even responded to you, to be honest.
No, they would say, well, we're sorry, ma'am, but we promise if you come back, it is going to be much better. This happened since COVID, and this happened because, COVID comes on the top. It blames that for everything. But that man, no. He can bring in some more here to complain, and Kenneth is going to give him. But that is when we Caymanians should stop Kenneth, because that was wrong of him to do. Very wrong. Criticizing the island that it gone all over the place. It even gone to Europe. So
well, that's the thing with social media. And we obviously can't stop the reach of these things, but I do agree with everyone who has said that the minister misstepped. And this is where, bless his little heart, I think Kenneth is too responsive. The proactiveness, and let me let you finish your comments, caller, and then I'm gonna make mine.
Yes, you strike the nail on the head.
Yeah, thank you, my dear.
Too quick to answer people like that. What can you know or learn? And then before he even complained about all the things in Cayman that was wrong and that he didn't see, he said first he had went to some of the Caribbean islands, but he really didn't study about Grand Cayman. That's what he should have done. And whoever turned up to these meetings or whatever he wants to have, or I don't know if that would be on the radio.
It'll be online. It'll be online.
Or be online?
Yeah.
Boy, I hope they put it to him good, because there has been many before him.
Let me tell you what I said this morning on our social media post. I said, I hope as many people show up to his meeting as y'all be showing up to the PTA meetings.
Exactly. Or when there's something really, really interesting in this island that we, the people, should know about, then a half a dozen show up to these town hall meetings, and then the ones that didn't show up knows it all. No, it's going to be more of him that's going to have, and has been more of him that is going to have complaints about Cayman, and then we'll have Mr. Brian jumping again first thing without asking people that are in tourism, that were in tourism, some questions, because these people know. But I've been in tourism. I'm not in tourism now. I'm retired, but I know what happened. You know what those people done? Give you a free breakfast or give you a free lunch, not even dinner, and says, well, you're welcome back. And we're taking in your complaints. That's all said. The following year, they're right back again. Oh, so good to see you. Because they know they could get a free breakfast or a free lunch that they didn't have to pay for. Come on now. What are we trying to do with ourselves?
Thank you, caller. Anyway, we got another caller. Thank you so much, my dear.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
All right, dear. All right, caller, good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Hello, caller.
Sandra, this is the great Kaya Leslie.
Hello.
And I have to talk on this topic, right?
Is this your first time calling the show, sir?
It is.
Welcome.
I call other shows.
No, I don't know that you call other shows. I didn't even know you listen to shows.
Oh.
But thank you anyway.
Anyway, I do my little pop comments now and then.
Oh, okay. All right. Come on through.
Sandra, this got to be one of the dumbest topics I ever heard in my life.
Really?
Who is this guy? No. I gotta ask you a question. Who is this guy?
Well,
why are we making a big deal about him?
Well, it's not even, for me, it's not even so much about him per se. It's about something that has always plagued us as Caymanians. We know what our problems are. We live in the problems. We live in the situation. A lot of us have recommendations, possible solutions, whatever. But the second a foreigner says it, right? And it doesn't make a difference. Yes. Oh my God, the response
Sandra,
that he got. Caymanians were like,
Sandra.
the foreigner, he knows what he's talking about. Really?
Sandra, I want to ask you a question. And you follow me when I post on Facebook. How long have I been complaining about the TSA fads, whatever it's called, when you're leaving the Cayman Islands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going New York, Miami, Cuba, wherever you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Why have we not discussed this more? Why have we not discussed this? I travel on Cayman Airways now and then. Big up Cayman Airways.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually go on Southwest. The entire staff of Southwest is Filipinos. And I love my Filipino people. I love them. I play in the Filipino league. I'm not bashing them.
Mm-hmm.
We can't bash them. They're only coming here to work.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm getting hired, I'm going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this not discussed about fads and flowers? Because I've become aware now that somebody said it on my post.
Mm-hmm.
The post I made yesterday, that flowers runs fads, which CSA, right?
Well, I mean, we have talked about it before. Maybe you were listening to somebody else that day.
No, I didn't.
But no, listen, we have talked about, it comes down to this. It comes down to the fact that there's a monopoly at the airport. And unfortunately, the Flowers Group enjoys hiring cheap labor. Everybody knows that about them. Go right ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask the entire Cayman Islands this. My name is Kaya Leslie. I want everybody to know it's me.
Mm-hmm.
Do Flowers think that Caymanians are so stupid that we can't ask somebody to take their shoes off?
Mm-hmm.
Do they think this? We can't see somebody and tell them to take their shoes off. Do we look that stupid? How is this not a big concern? We got Kenneth, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a guy who went on his little podcast who probably had 40 viewers until you...
Hold on one second. Just merging a call. Mm-hmm.
That's what he's saying. Blew him up, and now he's making what, $500 a day off his little stupid podcast?
I don't know why y'all blaming me for this. I'm covering what's topical.
No, I'm not blaming you at all. I said that just now. I don't blame you.
Yeah, we only invited him on because after he posted it, it did already go viral locally. And y'all were up in arms about it. So I said, okay, let's have the man on. Let me probe. I was willing to probe him and get more information. Y'all were taking him at face value like a bunch of donkeys. And I was the ones who was like, okay, hold on now. Pump the brakes. I need more information before I can really come to an opinion. But listen, Kaye, listen, you'll know from the very beginning, I was like, something, my spirit was like, something is less than genuine here.
I've been on your side for the last 4 years, so I got what you were doing. But for him to for a guy who he basically bashed the island, was he wrong?
Well, it's not even about that. It's about he came here for 3 days, and all of a sudden he's done 8 TikTok videos. Now he's gonna do a town hall. Like, this man is a friggin' expert on the Cayman Islands, dude. What more do you have to say?
Sandra, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Like, say me and Sandra, even though we cousins, say me and you plan a trip to Japan. Would we not Google where to go in Japan?
I said that earlier in the week. I go to Miami, Florida, and when I'm looking for a cultural experience, like, in other words, I'm not going to shop at the mall because I know how to find the mall. I Google it. When I went to the Everglades and I wanted to see the Miccosukee people or tribes or whatever, I Googled all of that to find out where to go, how to book it, the whole 9 yards. So of course you do research. Of course. I'm taking a vacation here shortly in a couple weeks, and cultural tours are booked as part of the vacation. You do that in advance. And then did you listen carefully to what the man said? He said when he came on island, right? Because his video talking about, oh, these white rich people. And then you're talking about we're overrun with tourists. You're in a tourist zone at a hotel at West Bay Road for 3 days. Who else are you going to see? Then when we talked to him on the radio and I asked him about who did you actually see and what does a Caymanian look like to you? Do you know what they look like? Oh, well, I thought they would have all been black people. I said, really? So you don't even know what a Caymanian...
What days did he come on? Because let me tell you something. I went to Peppers tonight and my dad was playing there with a band and I had a great time there.
Listen, honey. He couldn't remember what airline he took. He couldn't remember what hotel he stayed at. He couldn't remember if he had gone to Peppers, because when we ascertained that he's probably stayed at the Marriott, which is literally across the street from Peppers, we're like, did you go across the street? You could at least listen to a local band and have some Caribbean food. He was like, no. And then later on, he's like, oh, yeah, I think I did go there.
I had a great time there last night, Sandra. My dad was
the dude
music,
could not recall. It was ridiculous. Like, I was asking him questions. I'm like,
nah. What, Sandra? You know what the funny thing about this is? If anyone goes to any country, right, and bashes that country, say somebody go to like Jamaica or whatever, Bahamas, whatever, they gotta get banned. Then I gotta get invited on an all-exclusive trip back.
Only in the Cayman Islands. Only in the Cayman Islands do we kiss the you-know-what of everybody.
You understand what I'm saying? Like if he did this like in Jamaica, I don't like you Jamaican.
Yeah. Well, listen, somebody just mentioned in the comment section, they said, look at the rude American that went in Jamaica and got fresh with that Jamaican woman, and the Jamaican woman gave her a taste of what they can do in Jamaica. They beat her, exactly, pulled that weave right off her head.
That is something, Sandra, what I always try to preach to Caymanians. We don't fight enough. We fight the wrong reasons, and this is not a wrong reason, but we fight stuff that, man, Sandra, it'll take a whole show.
Well, we don't have a whole show, and actually we've got 2 more callers on the line, so thank you for your comments.
Right,
appreciate
Sandra,
it.
I got you.
All right, cool. All right, we've got up next 5369. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Morning again, Sandra. I had to call back because, and you and the caller beat me to it. I remember that video that you posted up with that girl who attacked the Jamaican hotel worker.
Yes.
I was drawing it to what William was talking about what is it? About the one Caymanian guy who rude to him. For all we know, he probably said something snarky because I find it very odd that a Caymanian in the tourism industry would be rude to a tourist, knowing how important tourism is for us. And this whole Caymankind thing is preached like a mantra every day. And I also wanted to back up what that gentleman was just saying and what you were saying just now. Sandra, I've been one of those lucky people to go over your house. Okay?
Have you ever had the brownies, by the way?
No, I never had no brownies, but if you want to send some my way, I can come and get them. No, but what I'm saying is that if you invited me over to your house, right? Because I know some people can't get the whole country thing. So let's take it down to a level they can understand it. You invited me over to your house. And all I have is nothing negative to say about your family.
You definitely not getting invited back, honey, chill.
Exactly, because that would make sense. That would make sense. And for all you know, he probably up there on TikTok bashing us more, but he probably going to still take advantage of that free ticket though. Okay?
And here's something else that someone said who has years. Thank you, caller. Someone who has years of experience in the industry. She said to me, child, 30-something years working in the industry for airlines. She's like, Americans do this all the time just to get free-ish. This is something that they do.
But Sandra,
she said you need to see on cruise lines how they go on so they can get free food, free this, free tour. Oh my gosh. Go on, caller.
One more point and then I'm gone. All right. I went to England for the first time in my life this year, and I was shocked at what I saw in London. First of all, I didn't feel like I was in London, what I thought was England. First of all, there were more Asian and Indian people there than anybody else. I saw a bunch of beggars, people who were homeless on the street, just laying down there, sleeping in the muck. I saw people vomiting all over. And I was like, I was there for I think it was 9 days. I was there for 9 days, 9 whole days. And didn't just stay in London. I went to different parts. And even I said, right, this can't be representative of all of England. All right? So this, anyway, I'm not going to say the word I won't say. This guy comes to Cayman for 3 days, and then all of a sudden, he's the expert. Anyway.
Thank you, caller. Yes, thank you. And remember now, 3 days means at least half of the 2 days, like take out a day for traveling. Good morning, caller.
Sandra, I'm still waiting for one of those brownies with walnuts.
We got to have a brownie party around here, honey. Yeah. Yes.
I had to question this Joker's motive from the start.
Yeah, I was with you too, but of course, people were lambasting me, and that's why I said, all right, let me step back and give him an opportunity, and that's why I invited him on the show, because I had questions. And while after he answered my questions, I was even less impressed. Go on.
What he was looking for was to increase his popularity. That's exactly what the guy was doing. Increase his popularity. Also, if I may, our lovely MP of Tourism, when he offered to pay this guy's way a free trip, the proper way, I feel, if he was going to continue with this, is say, we, the people of the Cayman Islands, would like to invite you back. Again, we, the people of the Cayman Islands, would like to invite you back. Even if he's going to take the money out of his own pocket, that still comes from the people. So everybody that's sitting up there in a position needs to understand it's the people's money. It's the Caymanians' money. It's anybody who contributes to this island's money. That's how they take their nice paycheck. Work for the people, be for the people, do for the people, and love their people. Have a good day.
I appreciate it. Next caller. Thank you so much. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, sorry. I had stepped away from the phone to turn my radio down.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to weigh in. I'm not sure if the person who just called was calling about the same thing. The person that you had on the radio the other day, who when he went back, did a review of his visit to Cayman. I think he said he was a teacher.
Yes, I'm going to talk about that here in a second, but yes.
Yeah. Now, what I wanted to give a little different perspective on that, because most people seem to have taken it as an insult that he bashed us, insulted us, etc. But I don't really see it that way. I see that he gave some good constructive criticism. And
I think, caller, people, 99.9% of people would agree with you after video 1. After video 7, and him now wanting to call a town hall meeting tomorrow for Caymanians to supposedly show up to tell us how to solve our problems, this now is where people are saying, no, honey child.
Oh, well, I see what's happening then.
Yes. So this isn't about his initial video had valid points. Like I said, even a broken clock is going to be right twice a day. So I didn't agree with everything. I had questions. I had comments. That's why I invited him on the show. I thought, yes, okay, his opinion has some merit. But even at that initial stage, I wanted to probe a little bit, because even in the short clip, there were some things that he said that I was like, that doesn't quite make sense. So I had more questions. I think that the story required a fuller examination. And I'm glad I invited him on the show. Some people are upset that I invited him. Well, you're the one who gave him a platform. But had I not invited him on, we wouldn't know what his expectations were. We wouldn't know how many days he stayed. We might have been thinking, oh, he was here for a whole week and really had an opportunity to even look for Cayman culture. 3 days is hardly, I can't even go to Miami in 3 days and hit Walmart good. What can you do in 3 days? I mean, that's like in and out, literally.
Sorry, if I could interject. In 3 days, you can do a lot. because generally speaking, your first impression that day that you arrive, if we had our people on the front lines, which is what I took to be his major complaint.
Yes.
So don't tell me that if he came in here for 3 days.
Well, that's what he said, that he pre-booked. That's right. He pre-booked his taxi. I don't know if that was done through the Marriott or how you pre-book a taxi. I don't know anything about that. But he did pre-book a taxi, and he said the taxi driver was Jamaican. And so the initial people he came in contact with were actually Jamaicans, which I found interesting because in his initial video, he never said anything about that at all. Now, let me say this. Jamaicans are Caribbean people. And what he doesn't know, because he doesn't know the heritage of Cayman and the history of Cayman, is that a lot of Jamaicans are also Caymanians.
I know that.
So he doesn't know that. So he doesn't even know if the person with the Jamaican accent he was speaking to might have actually been a Caymanian or not, because he's done no research. He admitted, he hasn't done any research. So he did not even know what he was looking for. When I said, well, what in your mind does a Caymanian look like?
Sandra, the facts are, we do not have enough people, period. And we do not have sufficient people to represent the face of the Cayman Islands. Mm-hmm. Now, whether that's because we can't get people interested, and I have my ideas as to why we can't get people interested, but the man himself, he wasn't lying. Why should he have to come here and pick out and try to decipher whether this person is a half Caymanian, a quarter Jamaican, Indonesian, whatever? That in itself is just simply wrong. I go to many, many other countries, and I know right away who I'm seeing. Now, our population base is so small that even if we try to send home every work permit holder, we do not have the people,
exactly,
the physical bodies. We do not.
And not every Caymanian wants to go into tourism either. Somebody else just said that point.
No,
I'm one of those Caymanians that has no interest in tourism.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of interest in tourism, but one of the reasons why we're not getting people interested in tourism is because we're not offering a full hospitality training institute. Now, you're going to hear that UCCI does something and this one does something. Well, I'm here to tell you and them and the government, we're not doing enough. We need a proper 100% full-fledged hotel hospitality training institute where we teach theory, but we also have physical experience. Whether it's a facility, it must be a hotel, a closed hotel, or one of these.
Well, let me challenge you, caller. And this is where I say Caymanians need to do their homework and they need to step up to the plate. The DART organization now has a hospitality training program because they have at least 4 or 5 properties, and they had an application process. People could apply. They have an intake process, and they're training people, paid training of young Caymanians. They have poached for their DART hospitality program. They have actually poached Miss Diane from government, who was over in government doing some training. They poached her from government. They've had the hospitality job fair. We were reported on this hospitality program back in April of this year. Caymanians do have some opportunities. You can work at the Ritz-Carlton, the Kimpton, the Hampton by Hilton. And then when the Indigo opens up, they will add that. There's 3 phases to the training program. And this is on the job training in that environment.
That sounds very good. And it's a good effort by a private organization. However, I am not going to bury my head in the sand and say that that's the panacea or that's going to take care of it, because it will not. That's an application process. They will pick, choose, refuse whoever they want. We need a public
can I also
hotel training institute.
Can I also tell you this?
All Caymanians
when governments, let me say this, because now we need to really get to the crux of Caymanians taking accountability for what is happening in our own country. So when Caymanians go to the hospitality training school, right? 25 started the hospitality program and only 9 finished it.
Oh, so those 9 were the interested
What
ones.
percentage of that? Can somebody quickly do the math for me? What percentage is 9 of 25? It's dismal, is what it is.
Sorry, 9 out of 25.
Yeah,
that's less than 50%. That you know, but
not way less than 50%.
No, half of 25 is 12 and a half.
Hold on, 9 is
far below.
That is.
Yeah,
hold on.
You can do that math real quick.
36%. That's not.
Well, 36% is our average pass rate in the Cayman Islands. We are way down the scale, way down the ladder when it comes to education. And one of our problems is that we fail to admit that. 36% in the Cayman Islands would be considered very good.
Wow.
In other parts of the world, particularly in the Caribbean, it would be a failing mark. In the Cayman Islands, we're going to say that's pretty good. The Minister of Education will get on and tell us that CXC at 36% is very good. It's not. We are failing. And I'm telling you now, I don't know anything about this man who wrote his very first video. That's the only one I saw. And when I saw that one, I said, this is not negative. He is not bashing Cayman. He's giving some very constructive criticism based on what so many others are saying. We come to Cayman and we do not have a Caymanian experience. And that's a fact, Sandra. We need to look at that, dissect it, and find out what's wrong. Why are
9 videos later, 7 videos later in a town hall, I think he's done a lot of dissecting for someone who only spent 3 days here. Okay. Thank you, caller. We do have some other persons waiting. Appreciate the call. All right, caller, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Morning.
Good morning.
I have my feelings about the whole video. But one part of his initial video that I don't hear a lot of people talking about is, if I remember correctly, he said something about, and if you do come across locals, they have no interest. They don't really care because they're struggling, trying to make ends meet or something like that.
Well, how would he even know that when he said he only saw one local at the turtle farm who insulted him?
Yeah. So and I like right now, to me, he's irrelevant. And I think that we need to use this and we need a town hall. He don't need to have no town hall because, like you said, how is he going to fix our problem? But we as Caymanians need to stand up and fix our problem. Our problems aren't just that there are no Caymanians on the front line of tourism. Like, you got our politicians in the Legislative Assembly arguing like children over pepper spray. When we have bigger problems, like this not like what some people saying this not a yesterday problem. Some of the issues he raised were valid, whether he figured that out in the 3 days he was here or however he got that, whether he pulled that off of people's social media, however he figured it out. Yeah, some of the issues he raised were valid, but he's irrelevant. He is irrelevant. Election time is coming up. Like you say, we need to hold our politicians accountable. It is time for us to hold them accountable and make change for ourselves. Why we have to wait for a foreigner to come and quote unquote make change for us? No. Why is it that out of the amount of money spent on tourism, right? Marketing and X, Y, and Z, right? I understand if we want to say, okay, we want to attract a certain kind of tourist, okay? If that's the route we want to go, and we want to attract the higher end tourists, okay, that's fair enough, right? But you are going to get a lot of people that they don't want to see the, like what he was saying, Chuck E. Cheese or whatever. So why aren't we marketing the sister islands more? You want to see unfiltered, untouched. If that's the product that people want to see, why aren't we marketing the sister islands more for tourism? Like, these are the kind of questions that we have to ask. Like, forget about this guy. he raised some valid points. He said some foolishness. He's still doing whatever. Well, he's irrelevant now. Let's take what we can take from it and whatever we can or whatever and fix our own problems.
Well, folks.
Anyways, thank you.
Thank you so much. I tell y'all what's happening in the community. And so I'm just telling y'all he's having a town hall meeting. And apparently some of y'all have already registered for it. Like I said, I hope you register with the same commitment that you do for your PTA meetings and your cultural activities that you have here that none of you show up to. Give him that energy. Show him how much y'all really care. Because y'all are okay on social media to have a conversation. But when it actually comes to showing up and doing something about it, 90% of you will do nothing. Right? I remember the whole pension situation. Y'all calling me, complaining during pension. Oh, Sandy, we can't get access to our pension. Fidelity not doing this. We need to protest. We need to protest. All 5 of us were out in the streets protesting by the Fidelity building. Because we know what Caymanian culture is? Caymanian culture is y'all are a bunch of cowards on a regular basis. The most you can do is what we're doing today, maybe calling it in a talk show, maybe talking. But when it really comes to standing up for yourself, when it really comes to educating yourselves, voting good politicians out of office, showing up to PTA meetings, going to cultural events, even going to the library and buying a cultural book and sitting down with your children and reading that, you don't have the energy or the time for that because you're too busy out in these streets talking about you going to carnival to shake your bonke, which not even Caymanian. I mean, your bonke might be Caymanian, but the carnival isn't our culture. But y'all all up in that. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. May I just I have something else to say, but before I forget, could I make a suggestion to you, please, if you haven't already lined this one up, with your Caymanian voices?
Yes.
Have you been in touch with Jimmy Powell?
No.
Okay, because he's still alive.
Okay.
And I'm sure he's someone that you could have a wonderful interview with.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a name you can write down.
I'll put it down. Thank you very much.
Okay. And the other thing I wanted to say is, of course, it's not local news, but I don't know if you know that Senator Dianne Feinstein passed away this morning.
Oh,
at
no,
the age
I
of
haven't
90.
even watched any news. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, she
Sorry
did.
to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm all up in there about his business, you see, so that's why I know. I'm not on Cayman Mall Road, I'm on my Mall Road.
Yeah. I know. I haven't had time to
Anyway.
look at the news this morning.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of these people that my TV is always on. I'm not watching it, but it's always on. It's either TV or radio, it's on in the background. And might I just say, I grew up with that. That's part of my culture. Back in the day, we didn't have TVs, but we had radios. So the house always had a radio on. Anyway, but what I'd like to say, Sandra, if you would allow me, and before the haters beat up on me, please let me know. Let me tell you, I can't take any licks. So put them in the air, okay? Because I'll sue. Anyway, what I'd like to say, Sandra, is when I listened to this guy's first video, I am one of the people, I quite understood what he was saying. I took no offense to it because it is exactly what we, the Caymanians, who have lived here all of our lives, have been saying for a long time, depending on the age, okay? Some of the Caymanians have been born into what's now happening, so they don't know the difference. I'm old enough to know what our culture is or what it used to be. I'm also old enough to know and appreciate a Caymanian accent. I'm also old enough to appreciate what Caymanians did after work, on the weekends, and so on. Let me just say, I have traveled probably a lot more than any of your listeners or your callers. And everywhere that I have chosen to travel to, I go there because of what my expectation of that place is. So I don't travel to islands. You know why? I come from an island. I don't need to see other islands. I'm not saying I haven't seen other islands, but that's not my choice of travel. And I want to see the other continents. I love history. I love art. I love to know what other people's cultures are. And when I say culture, I don't mean a culture that has been introduced to them by Johnny Come Lately or Gina Stepped Up the Door. I mean, what is this place known for? How would you sell your country or your city? And of course, we have a local tour guide. And any question you want to know about that place or that particular site that you're visiting, they can answer you. And let me stress, if I go to Belgium, I don't have an English tour guide. If I go to Germany, I did not have a Canadian tour guide. And every hotel that I stayed in, whether it was in Europe, Africa, wherever, what I got there was authentic. Let's just say it was Italy, it was Italians. In Canada, it was Canadians. And I'm going to come a little bit closer to home because I like to use Jamaica as an example. I could use the Bahamas too. I love Jamaica. I don't care what anybody want to say about Jamaica. I love Jamaica. You know why I love Jamaica? It doesn't matter how many times I've been to Jamaica. It is Jamaica. It doesn't change. On the point of entry, immigration, customs, taxes, they're Jamaicans. To get to the hotel, they're Jamaicans. Go over to a store, they're Jamaicans. Go into a restaurant, they're Jamaicans. And let me add one more thing that I think gets overlooked by many. The menus in the hotels in Jamaica, they're also Jamaican dishes. They're not Canadian dishes and hamburgers and hot dogs and whatever else that comes from everywhere else. I'm not saying you mightn't find a steak or something here and there. And the reason that those places do so much better at selling their product is because they're selling themselves. And that is authentic. And I think a great lesson has been lost here by what this guy was trying to say. And the reason he keeps responding, it's because of the reaction he has gotten. I never took anything that he said offensive. I think he was very right. He was spot on.
Have you, just out of curiosity, have you seen the 6 other videos and the town hall one that he's doing?
No,
You haven't watched those? Okay.
To be honest, I didn't know that he was about the town hall one until I heard you say this morning. So what I'm going to say right here on island, and I am Caymanian. I think everyone can hear I am Caymanian. I'm a diehard Caymanian. I'm going down fighting for this little 2x4. I don't even hardly leave my house. And you know why? Because I don't see Caymanians anywhere. I can't go to any restaurant and have a Caymanian meal. If I go to a hotel, there are no Caymanians there. Quite frankly, we the Caymanians are not welcome there. That sign is out by the door, okay? You can step on it or step over it. It depends on what you want to see. I had some friends come here to visit me from Australia. And they stayed at the hotel there. What's that one across from the Westin? They're sort of associated with the Westin. Sunshine Suites or something like that. Anyway, so I took them to the hotel. And as we walked in the door, there were 2 people very much not Caymanian. And I always asked, where are you from? And the young lady said she was from Poland. Okay? I forget where the other guy was from, but somewhere in Europe as well. And right away, I'm saying to myself, wow, we need Europeans to come here to check and guess. Okay. So then the 2 Australians proceeded to ask questions to these 2 Europeans. And they were daft. They didn't know what the hell they were being asked. And let me stress this part better yet, they don't care. They're not here to help us sell Cayman. They're here to get a paycheck. This is a stepping stone for them to go elsewhere. Some of them are here on this hospitality exchange thing. I don't know if people are aware of it, where the Europeans go into America, the Caribbean, and so on, because it's part of their hospitality program. And when they're finished, they go back home and they can get a great job wherever they're going to work. And then, going back to my Australian friends, they then went to the front desk and said to them, they wanted to do a tour of the island. Was there a number they could call and have that arranged? And they said to them, oh, no, there's no one on the island that does that. So they thought it strange, and they went across the street to the Westin, and they asked them, and the Westin told them the same thing. So they called me, and they said, I said, but who told you that? So they told me, and I said, okay. And they asked one of the hotels, I'm not sure which one or whether it was both. They said, well, do you think we could? They said, oh, you don't want to do that. They're going to overcharge you. Anyway, they called me and they said, this is what we've run into. We'd really like to see the island. We want to see the turtle farm. We want to see all the different things that, we've seen, based on our research. They said, would you come and take us? And of course, I can't be anybody's tour guide. I hardly know where I'm going myself. And as to not, disappoint them and be further embarrassed for my island, I said, well, I'll do my best. And so I started out, with West Bay, and I was trying to find Papagallo. And I kind of got lost. Anyway,
I call it just to let you know, we do have another caller in the line as well who's been waiting. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Bear with me, please, caller. And so I saw a vehicle, up the road. And I said, I'll just stop and ask this person. And as I drove up to the vehicle, it was a minivan. And I immediately recognized the guy. He was a West Bay guy. And I stopped and I said, hello. I asked him, I said, I don't know if I'm lost or not, but I'm looking for Papagallo. He said, which one? The hotel or the the restaurant or the office? I said, either one. And so he pointed it out to me. And then I saw the inscription on his shirt. And I said to him, do you do island tours? And he said, that's what I do for a living. And I said, oh my goodness. So I asked my friends then to tell him what they had been told. And I said, I'm so sorry because here I am taking a job away from you. He said, that's okay. It's not your fault. This is not the first time that has happened. So I said, well, do you do airport early morning runs? He said, yes, part of my job. So what we did then, we booked him because they were leaving the island early in the morning. So we booked him then to pick them up, to take them to the airport. And it was storming because I even said to them, if anything happens, just call me. I got up really early just in case. And when I called them to check on them, you know what they said to me? He's been sitting out there for over half an hour in the rain waiting for us. And these are people who travel the world. They have a blog and they make comments on the blog, like telling people based on their experience where not to go, where's the disappointment, or where to go, blah, blah, blah. And
all right, we've got another caller in the line as well.
Miss Brenda, Miss Brenda,
Yes.
good morning.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. You have valid points.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to end there.
Yeah, I think someone has called on the WhatsApp and there's some feedback on that call. Okay, caller,
okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, dear. All right. Oh, shoot. Did I just hang up on? Oh, gosh, I might have just hung up on all of them. Sorry. What's up, caller? Good morning. Uh-oh. That one gone too? Well, I know I didn't hang up on that one. You'll have to call back callers who would like to get in. Lavana says, funny how one day I was in Foster's in line and just casually looking around when I saw one other Caymanian. She said, well, that makes two of us. I said, what do you mean? She said, I was trying to count how many Caymanians I see. The point is when I realized she was telling the truth, I look around more, and she said that when she said that, and we counted 5 in total, just saying how outnumbered we are here. Well, I think that's a problem, generally speaking. That's true. But normally the place to see Caymanians is at the grocery store. That's normally where I see them. YouTuber says you go to Miami and your driver's Cuban, but he knows where to find everything. That is a lie. No, honey child. I have been to Miami. Oh my God. Anytime I go to Miami and I go in a store and I'm like, okay, I'm in an unfamiliar area. You know, where is that Boston market I'm trying to track down and find? Oh, I don't live in this area. I don't know anything about this. That's even if they speak English. I have been in parts of Miami very close to the airport. No habla español or no habla English, and they turn around and walk away from you. The rudest people in the world. And no, they did not know anywhere or anything. So I'm sorry, but I could not disagree with you more. Even in New York, you're like trying to ask people, where can I find that? Oh, I don't speak English. They're Indian, they're Pakistani, whatever. So Miami and Cubans gonna be able to tell you where stuff is? Not unless you Cuban and you're looking for a Cuban sandwich. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Interesting topic.
Yes, sir.
I'm in tourism.
Okay, good.
And that last female caller that called you, she's spot on. She is spot on. This is what happens when you have people in tourism that don't give a crap about the Cayman.
Yeah.
People that in it as well. Because it's been happening to me over and over and over. But because I'm one of those easygoing and really don't care about like losing a dollar, I just suck it up. Because I know where the problem lies. The problem lies within the government, not this one. All previous governments. They don't look out enough for the Caymanians that are into tourism, and we're the ones that built it. I'm going to give you a quick story real quick because I don't want to keep the other callers waiting. Yesterday, I was passing through town. There was a cruise ship. And when I was passing, I got flagged down by another taxi driver. And she had 4 people that wanted to go on a tour alone. So I say, yes, I can do that. So they got into my cab. And the first thing they said, listen, we want an island tour. You do not want 7 Mile Beach and Hell and Turtle Farm. You want an island tour. I said, no problem, I can do that. And then I started to like, wow, yes, this is what we need to be doing. Because the island is small. An island is an island. It's only 22 miles. I can't see why they can't leave the cruise ship and go all the way to East End and back and show people what the island looks like. So that's what we want to do. So I did it. And let me tell you, Sandra, the tips was almost double what the fare was worth. So I say this to say, we ain't doing enough as Caymanians, and we need help from the government.
Yes.
Especially.
And caller, can we also accept, I mean, you're in tourism, so I want to ask you this specifically. Can we also accept that there's a large portion of the people that we are inviting here as tourists who are not really looking for a meaningful experience? They just want to be able to check it off and say, oh, I've been to the Cayman Islands. And for the most part, those are the cruise ship people. They're just here for a couple hours. They don't care about no culture.
I would say 75% of them complain to me and ask me, and they ask me where I'm from. Sometimes they even ask me if I'm Jamaican, and I wonder why. And I say, are you asking me that because I'm black? And then they pause. So I say, I'm Cayman. Really? You were born here? I said, yes. And I say, you have a right to ask that question. You have a right to be surprised too. I won't say that on air, but yeah, we have a problem with that too. And like, if I'm picking up a fare to go to the airport and they get my card and they see my surname as Bodin, they go, oh, this name is very popular. There is even a town name after you guys. I say, yeah, we were the first settlers. And they say, well, you're the first Caymanian we met. I say, how long you been here? 2 weeks. I say, that's not good either. They say, yes, because everyone we meet is from somewhere else. I'm like, wow. So, yeah. I just thought to share that with you.
And also, again, I go back to this point. If we definitely need to make some improvements for Caymanians who want to be in tourism. But if every Caymanian who wanted to be in tourism was placed and was there, we would still have, given our numbers, there's just a numbers game, we would still have the average person who's saying that they are not going to see a Caymanian. So
I know a whole lot that tried and got turned down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That needs to be addressed. But we also need to talk about the fact that even if you're here working in our tourism industry, you should have some basic knowledge. There should be testing on a regular basis so that you know how to direct people and where to send them if they're looking for a particular type of experience.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm hearing what you're saying. Just quickly before I go,
Yes,
there was
sir.
a caller that called in and was saying something about fads at the airport.
Yes.
He needs to understand it's all about revenue for government. That's a work permit issue right there.
Well, I don't know if that's a work permit issue. I think
It is.
it's a cheap
It is.
issue
And
where
that's exactly, yes. Give it that name.
where the Flowers Group has come in with the
Give it that
lowest
name.
bid for security
I
at
would
the
take
airport.
I would take
And
that cheap label. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And so,
Yes.
you know, government looking for the lowest bid. They don't care
Yes.
who. And you see, this is where I've
And-
always said,
And I
government could
understand
do
revenue
better.
has to come from somewhere. I understand that quite well too.
Yeah.
Revenue has to come from somewhere. People has to be paid. We only have tourism and banking as our industries.
Well,
So it's
mostly
like,
financial
yes,
services, because tourism doesn't bring in as much money as people think.
well,
But let me
that's what you believe. Whatever we make, we spend, and we make a lot.
let me say this as well,
I
right?
can tell you for myself, we make a lot of money, but we just keep spending it, and it's not like we putting it in the bank.
Let me say this in relation to government contracts. Government could stipulate a lot within their contracts that they're not concerned about, just like some of the construction companies that they take on board. Caymanian owned construction companies that then turn around and abuse their workers because the workers are foreigners, right? Government should be putting things in those contracts. Like if you're not paying your pension or insurance, or we find that you're not meeting your legal obligations in regards to that, your contract will be canceled. Your contract will be vacated. We will not engage in further contracts with you. They could also put in a little clause like, you know what? 50%, 60%, 70% of who you hire needs to be Caymanian hires. Now, listen
The
to
laws
this.
are there, but no enforcement.
No, they don't put those in any contracts, but listen to this conversation I had yesterday. Just yesterday, I was asking an owner of a local tourist attraction about, you know, a taxi driver said they were taking people there and, you know, they didn't have a good experience because they couldn't understand what the person was actually saying to them because they're a Spanish speaker. This is what the Caymanian business owner said. They said, we hire Caymanian, Sandra, but they leave as quickly as they come. They don't want to work in the hot sun. We've been struggling with this for years. Why do you think, for instance, the construction industry and the landscaping industry is mainly Jamaicans? Quite simply, our people don't want hard work. This is a multi-generational Caymanian.
I give it right where it's doing.
Yes.
You're totally, absolutely right with that. Because I be trying to get them to come work for me and they won't come. Just to cut my lawn, I can't get them to do it.
This
but the first
person went on
Jamaican
to
I asked,
say,
he's willing and ready.
Yes.
And I pay him double because just because of his effort, I pay him double.
Yes. And this Caymanian went on to say, this generation won't do it. We pay a
the brown
fortune
skin ones don't want to get burned.
We pay a fortune for permits because we have
they
to.
don't want to go.
Not
See them
because
in
we
the
want to.
pants.
So listen to me.
That's pride. You gotta go.
If this is part of the problem as well, and a big part of the problem, you know, we need to be honest. I'm just saying. As a Caymanian business owner, I have ran up against those same roadblocks when I had a physical store. When I hired the Caymanian, she wouldn't show up to work. Every single week, she had an excuse. The boyfriend got stabbed. This happened, that happened. She was always late. And at some point, I had to say to myself, why do I have you here? What's the point? So now I just keep my business at the micro level, right? Won't expand and grow my business where I had to hire anybody for that aspect of my business because it didn't make any sense for me. It doesn't make any sense for me to pay someone and then have to turn around and micromanage you and you're still not doing what I need you. That's wasting money. I might as well hire nobody, is how I saw it. Other people will say, well,
I would like someone high up in the tourism business to have a sit down with me for just 20 minutes. That's all it takes. And I hope to God they would listen. Because there's a lot of things need fixing. I'm in my 23rd year now.
I'm sure is listening to the program. He always listens. Sometimes he calls in. I think that unfortunately, you know, his decision to give this guy a free ride was not one that most people agreed with. We need to fix the problems and stop doing things for the sake of optics.
Probably getting a lecture from the wrong person.
I don't know. Thank you, caller.
Sometimes that happens too. I'll leave you there. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you too. Miss Darlene, good morning.
Good after, yeah, morning, sorry.
Hey, afternoon
Yeah,
where you are.
yeah. Oh, afternoon for real. Yeah, good evening. Good morning, sorry. Okay, you know what Brenda is saying? Completely. I worked in the tourism industry and as
Mhm.
a diehard Caymanian, I know I'm not saying I haven't even listened about two of these videos, so it don't concern me to listen or interest me to listen to any more of them.
Mhm.
But there is a lot. I think 80% of what he's saying it makes a lot of sense. We as Caymanian, as far as jobs and tourism and so forth is concerned, we have to get this thing about just being passive. We have to get together and let them know what you're expecting. And then the government, of course, has a lot to do. There's no, you know what I find so hard? When you're in this business as tourist business, they shut the door on you. They shut the door on you as a small person. They
Mhm.
shut. I remember calling Mr. Bryan time after time, telling him situations that was happening with me and so forth and whatever, because the big man out there could actually shut me down because you know what? I'm the little fry. But the big ones that you gotta compete against, they're the ones that kisses up to the ministers and all of them. And
Mhm.
and and then they're like, oh, I know you, sir, I know you, but they don't know little darling, black darling from Georgetown that have been here all of my life and they're the sixth generation. So we until we get
Mhm.
through, and I don't think it ever happen. It will never happen. Let me tell you this. They
Mm.
promise a lot of things, but it never happened. Caymanians are outnumbered in many cases. It's not that Caymanians are lazy. Caymanians are not lazy people. What is happening? We are not getting the tools to go into the job. And then you're talking
Mm.
about construction. What is there to help people get into construction? Money is there, yeah, but we need to start schools that are able to put you into the same thing with the tourism. I hear about a hotel school from way back. I not see anything that is produced from a hotel school. I may be wrong.
Mm.
And then we're talking about, when we go to Miami. Let me tell you something. Miami, New York, and California don't need tourism. We need them. We need the tourist dollar. So we need to stop saying, "Oh, that not true." Yeah, Cuba take over Miami, but do Miami need anyone to come in besides what's there to think? They don't have just tourism to worry about. So we have to take that thing out of our
Well,
head.
I'm going
We
to
need to
disagree
do the
with you
best.
because
We need
Florida,
to do the best. We
Florida
need to do the
relies
best for
heavily
who.
on tourism, and so does California, and so does New York.
Well,
It
it's
is
a
a
big America.
huge part of their business model, actually.
Well, we can't compete with that. Let's put it that way. So we have to be a notch or two or three above them in order to get where we want to be with tourism. Put it that way.
Mm.
Everybody, even from this end, everybody, I'm going to Florida. I'm going for. Yes, that's the whole thing. So, I feel bad for especially the tour taxes and all of that.
Mhm.
We do it's not right. It's just not right. Everybody comes in and makes their millions off of Cayman and leaves us. You know why it is to step in a hotel or a restaurant and you don't see one Caymanian. You don't see one Caymanian where nobody speaking your language. They turn down the eye on you, especially if you're black. They turn down the eye on you. They'll serve places. No, we have to step out and step up and say, listen, this is our country, and we demand to get what we want and what we
Mhm.
desire in our country. That's my 2 cents.
Thank
Everybody
you
have a
so
good
much.
weekend.
Appreciate it. All right, folks. So lots of discussions. We're going to do a little bit. No one's called in for Consumer Friday. I do see a comment there. We're going to get to that one in just a second. And I do want to give you all an update on another one as well. So let me just get this video clip sorted while we get ready for that segment. We do have another caller. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sanders. Lavona waiting for Miss Darlene to
Good
come on.
morning, dear.
Just to say something quickly in regards
Sure.
to Caymanians with hospitality, etc.
Mhm.
I was very disappointed in actually a school teacher. My daughter, obviously, Monique, she passed her math, English, everything to go over to UCCI.
Mhm.
But and she graduated with honors. So she opted, she was 16, headstrong that she wanted to do nails and that the makeup and all that stuff. So they had this course over at Sept. Before I got educated on Sept, I was like, why you want to go there, whatever. And none of the children that didn't, that's not as bright or one, she said no. The counselor then went through it with me. Then I understood. She said, actually, a lot of students go over there so they could do the job experience. Anyway, I got educated on it, and I said, okay, fine. And I can tell you could see the excitement in her face. She just wanted to do this course. And when we went over there, the math teacher said to, she said she wanted to come over there. She wanted to do this course. And the teacher blatantly said, why? You don't have to come here. He said, why are you coming over here? You already passed in math and English. You got all these subjects, etc. And I mean, you could see the disappointment in her face. And I said, no, sir. I said, hold on right there. So I said, stop right there, sir. She's only 16 years old. And I am not going to be that mother or that parent that is going to stop her from what she wants to do. I don't care what I want to do as long as it's legal. She had the stars coming out of her eyes. She would just wanted to do this course. I said to him, I said, no, sir, don't do that. I said, this is something she wants to do. You are a teacher. You should not be trying to discourage her from coming over here just because she have her subjects. Yes, she have her subjects and that not coming out of her head. So when he started, there, in mine, Sunday, all the parents was there, and they was like, what? Did he just say that? And I said, this is why our children are not trying to do trades and stuff. I said, first of all, she don't have to be doing this course to actually do the work. She could be doing the course to open her own business. She could be open chains of these salons, etc. And I even said to her to give her a little more courage after he just shut her down. I said, no, I said, no, don't listen to him. I said, you don't have to do this if you don't want as a profession. You go ahead, you do this course. When you finish the course, if you see that it's something that you don't really want to do, I say, you know what, you will have it under your belt that even if you do decide to open a business one day and your business is thriving well and the place is full, all of your staff is full of books, and a person walk into that door and all of your staff is full and you're there at the front desk, for example, doing a little paperwork, and the person only wants a regular manicure or pedicure, you know what? You could say, I could do it for you, sir or ma'am, whatever. And you could jump in right there. You're not losing a customer first. Maybe it might be the first time the customer walking in there, you're gaining a new customer. And then I went through that whole, concept with her. And you know what? She said, Mama, I don't think I could do this after she did it as a profession because she was going to do a lot of bending and then her back started to hurt, like with the pedicures and stuff. And she said, my heart goes off to the persons that do this every day. But you know what? Again, she could do it on the weekends when she's not working. She has her little customers that she go to. She do their feet. Matter of fact, just before we went on our vacation, I booked my husband with her. The only reason I don't book with her is because I have on acrylic. She don't do the acrylic. She never got to that far, but she's still watching videos and she'll get there. And like I said, she do regular stuff. But my point to that was he was trying to shut her down as a teacher, and I was so disappointed in that. And I said that to him. So you also need persons to push them to do these things. And again, that's why Caymanians are lazy. Some, not all. I'm a Caymanian. I used to feel away before, and then I say, you know what? I am not going to feel away anymore when people say that because I know it's not me. I've been working all my life. I always had 2 jobs here or there coming up as a teenager and whatever. But I'm just saying, they don't have, and in this generation, it's completely different. They don't want work. The parents doing everything for them. They're driving or they got boyfriend, girlfriend, car driving. It's that cycle. It just keep going round and round. And then it comes back to, Caymanians lazy, don't want work. Yes, there is a lot out there that don't want work. So just saying that to say, my point was, it could have shut my daughter down as well. And if he did that to her, maybe he's doing it to other children too that wanted to go in and do. But they have a lot of different little courses and stuff there in Suffolk, you know. And then she went on, she did her job experience at one of the salons as well. But right there again, they didn't put her to sit with the technicians. You know where they threw her? At the front desk. She was so disappointed in that alone because she wanted to be hands-on to watch the technicians. How do you know what I mean? There is where she should have been able to learn more, but she didn't. They threw her by the front desk. That again was another disappointment. So it just causes a domino effect with the children too that really do want to learn something else. They have to have that push. And like I said, I wasn't going to be that parent that was going to say, no, you can't do that. People can look at, no, sorry, you go ahead. You're 16 years old and 9 months. Wasn't that make or break you. You still got a lot, and she still does online classes and works full time.
Yeah.
You see, so.
And I mean, it's,
anyway.
and thank you so much, caller. Really appreciate that. And I think that
Yeah,
that's thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I think that is very important. It's important for children to understand that in life, in this day and age, the chances of you having one job and one profession for the rest of your life is actually slim to none. And you have to start at the bottom. You know, you don't get to go into a business and start at the top and become partner in 2 years or 3 years or whatever. I mean, children, I think, need to have work experience. There's nothing wrong with them during the summer bagging groceries. You know, we've all had to humble ourselves, clean, do domestic work, whatever it took in the moment to have make an honest day's living and you know, put food on the table. We did it. Now I agree that we have somehow managed to raise a generation of children who don't understand any of that, and they don't want any of that. And we do have our fair share of lazy individuals. Like I said, I have encountered them myself. I'm not saying that we don't have some real issues with people, good, hardworking people who are not entitled in the workplace and still having issues trying to get ahead. And those issues need to be addressed first and foremost, but we can also not ignore the elephant in the room, which is that some of our people are simply not pulling up their boots and doing what they need to do. And that makes us all look bad. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandy.
Mr. Dexter, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
My take on this is the parents got to teach the children responsibility and discipline. If you do not have the discipline and you don't teach your children discipline, you have nothing. You know, I can give you an example. I had my wife, she employed a young guy, he's about 18, I think he was, to help her, the guy that was doing the maintenance in the boat. He came just to be an assistant, nothing else. He didn't have no qualification in construction or anything or maintenance. And she was paying him for 5.5. This is probably 3 years ago. She was paying him $450 just to be an assistant. He worked for the whole week. He did well, and then he never came back on the following Monday or Tuesday. So my wife called, and his mother answered, and guess what? And mother told my wife, my son is not working for that kind of money for 5.5 days a week. You know, it is sad. Another issue on the tourism product we have, people want, the Americans that we got now is as rude as you, not all, but some Americans, you come down here, they're demanding more than what they were getting years ago. We had cream of the crop Americans coming in years ago, in Brian Butler, and then we're here. They understood what Caymanians were all about, and they were willing to go along with it. But the Americans that are coming in now, they're more demanding. So But when they were expecting me to give them preferential treatment, I said, listen, I treat everybody about on this boat, on my boat, the way that I want to be treated. If you want to go and get preferential treatment, you can go to Red Sails Boat or go to some other place. Unfortunate Caymanians have to be themselves. So many times that people would come on my boat and he says, are you for real? I says, what do you mean? He says, you're the first natural talking Caymanian that I've heard. I've heard Caymanians trying to talk like us, like the Americans. You know, these are the things that people got to understand. You have to be yourself. Don't try to be any other nationality. You know, it is sad, and work ethics is so important in any business you go into. If you don't show up for work, what do you expect? You're going to get fired. And I always tell the young people when I'm talking to them, I say, listen, always think of the job you didn't have before you decide to leave this job. Always think of the one you didn't have before this one. You know, it is, but, you know, it really bothers me that, and a lot of it is you go down by the dock and you cannot hear hardly, very few Caymanians, natural talking Caymanians. You go down there by the dock, you got people from the Philippines, you got people from Jamaica, you got people from Christ knows where. This is funny. I went down there one morning to pick up my people because all my people were pre-booked, and I never heard one Caymanian talk. I got out in the middle and I shouted out. I said, I am trying to find Cayman, Grand Cayman. And they jumped out, oh, will you in Cayman? I said, no, the last time that I heard they were talking Caymanian, I am not I'm not here in the Philippines or Jamaica. I have not heard a Caymanian talk. Anyway, Sandy.
What a mess. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
So I want to talk actually a little bit about Cayman culture, and then we're going to get into some of our Consumer Protection Fridays. So last night I had the opportunity, and I want to take my hats off to this young Caymanian who is doing amazing work and amazing things. I had the opportunity to go to premiere of the new What Happening. And it's a comedy show at the Harcourt Theater. You can get details at Events Pro if you'd like to purchase a ticket. Let me tell you all something. I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. It's a good thing I didn't have any recent surgeries because I think the stitches might have busted out. What a show. Thank you to Matt Brown, writer, director of this. You've done a phenomenal job. Yes. Appreciate it very, very much. It was so good. The caricatures, I can't give away too much because y'all have got to go and see this show. I'm going to go again. But last night was like a premiere, sort of, before the show starts. It starts tonight. Go and get your tickets, folks. And I'm going to go again. I've actually got a guest coming in. She might not get all the jokes, but I'm going to take her so that she can enjoy this comedy act. It is phenomenal. Young Caymanian, so it has a new and different vibe to it, which I really, really love and appreciate. You'll have to see the elements of technology, which I think make this show so much better. Oh my gosh, I was impressed. Well done. This is at the top of any, if you're a fan of Rundown, and you're a fan of Cayman themed comedy, you will undoubtedly think that this is one of the best that you've seen. It was extremely well executed. The timing was good. Congratulations to all of the actors and actresses who participated. They brought it home. It was very well for the first night. You know, there were no major hiccups. They brought it in. They brought it home. So we talk about supporting Caymanians, and this is a phenomenal example of how we can do that, supporting Cayman heritage and culture. And by the way, all of this was made possible by a grant from CNCF and the Cultural Foundation. So I want to thank all the people, Natalie and Mal and all the folks over there that make this possible. So go support what's happening September 29th through October the 15th. So kickoff is tonight, and it's weekends only for the next 3 weeks. So do not miss it. Like I said, I'm going to go back again and definitely watch it. Yes, it was a good time. Went with a few people, and we all left saying exactly the same thing. What a show. Can't give it away any of the jokes though, but I was impressed with the backdrops, the caricature. I mean, technology has allowed them to level up the performance this year without a doubt. And then there's just raw talent of the actors and actresses that give of their time. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of rehearsals and stuff went into that. All right, so let's take a quick commercial break, and then I want to come back and talk about some of our consumer issues. I'm going to make a couple phone calls actually this morning, because when I don't get results, it really kind of gets under my skin. You know, as much as we sit here talking on the program, I actually hate to talk. Y'all might not believe this, but I can't take too much talking. And I'm going to tell you why right after these messages.
It is with deep sadness that we inform you of the passing of Dr. Celine Manasing on August 22nd. A memorial service in her honor will take place on Saturday, September 30th at 2 p.m. at the Savannah United Church. We kindly request guests to dress casually for the occasion.
Friends, Caymanians, Whopper fans, I do declare that this king is angry. The Angry Whopper is back after 4 years. Flame grilled quarter pounder topped with melted pepper jack cheese, hot angry sauce, crispy angry onions, iceberg lettuce, jalapenos, and tomato. But that is not all. You can now get angry everything. Angry chicken, angry fish, even angry breakfast. Ask for angry at Burger King and we'll add pepper jack cheese, angry sauce, angry onions, and jalapenos to any sandwich. Angry everything is here for a limited time only, and only at Burger King.
I'm Kenneth Bryan, Minister for Tourism and Ports, and I need your help to keep our beautiful islands clean. Littering is unsightly and negatively impacts our tourism industry, which is crucial to our economy. Keeping our islands clean is everyone's responsibility, so let's all work together to keep the Cayman Islands beautiful for generations to come.
Be a part of the solution, not the pollution. Littering is a crime punishable by a $500 fine or 6 months in prison. Brought to you by the Beautification Task Force and Ministry of Tourism and Ports.
Ocean Ridge Heights offers an amazing opportunity to own a piece of land in idyllic Cayman Brac, right on the bluff, starting from $80,000. Located in a quiet residential area with high elevation, these lots are ideal for a future home or investment property and are sure to go fast. Cayman Brac offers a laid-back lifestyle, amazing pristine diving, limestone caves, diverse flora, along with amazing wildlife. Inquire about the owner financing options so that you can secure your piece of paradise today. With only a few lots remaining, these are sure to go before you know it. Contact Crichton Properties today on 345-949-5250 or info@crichtonproperties.com.
Recover Personal Injury Attorneys, helping injured people get what they deserve. Did you know that insurance companies have lawyers that represent their interests? Before signing and accepting any settlement, know your rights. Call us today for a free consultation at 924-9999. That's 924-9999. Recover. Your personal injury attorneys are on standby to assist.
All right, folks. Welcome back. So let's kick off our consumer segment here with a few updates. So last week, you guys might have recalled, we had a Jamaican gentleman call into the program, talk about Dion Henry, who owes him some $2,000. So we were not able to get a hold of her during the show. Unfortunately, the numbers that we had for her, we had multiple numbers, and none of those numbers work. We could hear that somebody was declining the call. So that's, a bit of a problem, because obviously we know we had the right number. If the wrong number is calling you, you don't decline the call. You answer the call and you have a conversation. Oh no, you've got the wrong number. This call was being declined, but I'm going to show you how people think that we're stupid around here. And like I said, I'm a person who don't like too much long talking, as people would say. There comes a point in time when action is necessary and is required. So she called me after the show from an 876 number, a Jamaican number on WhatsApp, claims that she does not have a phone of her own. And that is why she was calling me from this other number. And, basically she heard that I was talking about her in the program. I'm going to let y'all listen to it because the phone call is recorded. Listen, and then we'll dissect it. Have a listen.
Just looked at me and said to me, he said, "Thank you for coming, but I don't see anything here."
Oh, let me pause it one quick second.
Can I charge you for
So I started recording it when she said to me, that she had been to court. Okay. And that it got thrown out at court. And I said, "Oh, really?" And she said, "Yes." Now listen very, very carefully to what I ask her and what she says in relation to that.
I don't understand. So you're breaking up. Sorry. So you're saying that you went to court?
Yes, I went to court.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And when I was, and my lawyer, I'm going to get my lawyer to speak to Mr. Carlton, because this is getting out of hand. Because I went to court and nobody didn't show up to court. And the judge looked at me and said,
what sort of case was this? A criminal case or a civil case? What do you mean nobody showed up to court?
I got arrested for this matter. I got arrested. It was a criminal case.
And nobody showed up, so the prosecution didn't show up?
No, nobody did not show up. No one showed up. Okay, but I am going to go back to my lawyer and show him this.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, that doesn't mean the money isn't owed. So let me be very, very clear.
That's not, no, Miss Sandra.
And the man said that the police called him about a court date, but then he did not hear anything further from the police. So he was wondering himself what had happened to the court date.
No, I showed up and it was thrown out. Okay.
Well, he says
and
no. He says the police did not.
For him to contact Mr. Carlton.
Yeah. Well, he said that.
Do now so that we can get this matter sorted out. Because I am really, really upset over it. But I can understand it goes both ways. I know that.
Well,
you understand? But I am going to go to the lawyer and have the lawyer sort it out.
Yeah. The only way to sort it out is to pay the man his money.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I'm going to go to the lawyer and sort it out.
Yeah, pay the man his money and that sorts it out.
There's only 1 minute to the credit to go on. So
I'm very surprised that you're saying that you. No, I said I'm very, very surprised that you're saying that this went to court, because the man said he was told something about a court date and they were supposed to follow up with him, and then he never heard anything further.
I don't know about that, but as I said, I am going to have the lawyer contact him and get this matter sorted out. Simple and as that. Okay, but my phone is going in and out. I'm not even sure if you're hearing me.
Well, I know that you and I spoke back in, I think it was February, and I've tried messaging you since then and not really gotten a response. So, you know, the man
If you realize this number is a foreign number, because I don't have a personal phone right now. My phone got mashed up, so I don't have a personal phone. I'm using this phone to call you. So, but I am going to go to the lawyer. And then after that, I'll let you know what he says.
Yeah, okay. All right, my dear.
Okay, folks, this is another example of when someone is lying to you and you know that they're lying to you and you just sit there and go, oh, okay. Listen to me. Do you think people are stupid? Dion, I'm going to have to ask you in all seriousness if you think I am stupid. That would be the only reason you could tell me this cockamamie story and think that I'm going to be buying it. You'd go to court and nobody shows up? Girl, the prosecution is there all the time. There's no such thing as the prosecution doesn't show up. They're in court every single day. That's not how the process works. A judge doesn't throw out a case because nobody shows up. This isn't a civil case. That's why I had to say, you were talking about a criminal case, right? Once it's on the agenda, the prosecution would have to see it coming up on the court list. If it was a trial that was starting, they would know the date. There would have been hearings before leading up to that. A judge doesn't go, oh, well, nobody's here today, so let's just throw this out. You insult me with your lies. You're almost as bad as Chris Saunders. I sit in court all the time. I'm well familiar with the process. That's not how it works. You are a liar with a capital L. So I went and fact-checked the things a little bit. She's not even been served the summons to come to court yet. You see how people are so bold with their lies and deception? You have not been yet served to appear to court, woman. Which lawyer you gonna call that is gonna call this man talking about, oh, this situation, you're sick of this situation. We are sick and tired of your friggin' lies is what we're sick and tired of. You have got to do better. Now we see why your son Kevin, or Keith, or whatever the heck his name is out in the streets stealing from people and hoodwinking people about, oh, he got a car to sell them, this, that, and the next thing. As Caymanians would say, the apple never fall far from that tree. My God, you claim that you're a woman of God and you in the church, and this is what you're doing? Lying to people like this? You better find that man his $2,000 and pay him. I am so disappointed in you that you think you could get on the phone and lie to my face and that was going to be the end of that. Yeah, call your lawyer. Have your lawyer contact us or have them contact Mr. Carlton since you claim that they're going to set him straight. Why would your defense lawyer be contacting Mr. Carlton to begin with? Only God knows. That's not how it works. The only people that need to be communicating with him would be the DPP's office or the police. But you see, she doesn't know the process herself and obviously thinks that I don't know it either. And so she believed that she could call me and hoodwink me with some BS story. Lady, get yourself together. You've proven yourself now to be a complete liar. You fabricated this story about going to court. When did you go to court? It's funny because there's no court record of you going to court. You think that's how it works? You just show up randomly and be like, oh, I'm here. And the judge says, well, there's nobody else here, so we're going to just throw this out. No. There's always people in court.
Even if that particular lawyer for some reason was not there, somebody else would be there holding down the fort for them. And they would have to give the court an explanation for their absence. And then the court would simply put it off and reschedule the date. The judge is not going to be throwing it out because nobody showed up. Woman, please. You are out of your mind. Yes. You are out of your mind. Liars. Don't insult me because I definitely was not born this size. Should be ashamed of yourself. We're going to feature you on the website, girl. You have earned yourself. If there was a gold star for a liar and a scammer, that would be you. And you're going to earn yourself a feature on the website today. Siobhan says, lady, you owe the man $2,000. Pay him what you owe, talking about lawyer. That's what I said. I said the easiest way to solve this is just pay the man. But no, she's not going to do that. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Carlton, don't take no payment now. Because if you go take a payment, then the criminal court's hands might actually be bound to say that they can't pursue her because she belongs in jail. People like this belong in jail. They'll crook you. Right, they be standing right in front of you and take out your eyeball, and you don't even know what eyeball gone. El Rey said this is a good example of knowledge is power. Yeah, she's talking to me, and I'm like, that's not even how it works. But you see me, I be asking them questions when I already know the answer. All right, let's move on to case number 2. Dion will be featured on the website. Y'all can look out for her. This next case is really starting to get on my last nerve. And this is when I say I'm not into no long talking. Because there comes a point in time when enough is enough. Okay? So this lady now is depressed. This is the Caymanian senior lady who Mr. Samuel Campbell took her rent money, refuses to pay it back. Inspector Best claims that he was going to call her back. That's been like over 2 weeks now. And all now, he not called the woman back yet. You see, RCIPS, this is why people not got no time for you. If you say you're going to do something, be a man or woman of your word and actually call. So let's give the lady a call and see if we can get an update from her. Maybe he called yesterday and I've not yet been informed. So give me a second. We're going to get her on the line. And then I'm going to tell you who I'm going to call next.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, Miss Magali. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Sandra Hill. How are you?
Not too bad, my head bothering, but I'm okay.
Yeah, we're doing another consumer segment here on the show. And I just wanted to get an update from you. Has Mr. Campbell given you your money back as yet?
No, ma'am. I went to the space station 2 days ago, and they said the sergeant wasn't there, and I need to go see Thomas on Sunday morning when he come on to work.
So Inspector Best has never contacted you back?
No, ma'am. Nobody haven't called
No
me.
one has contacted you?
Nobody no called me.
All right. Hold on 1 second for me, honey child. We're going to make a call, but I'm going to just put you on hold. So I'm going to add a call to this one. Just hold on.
Okay.
We're going to merge these calls. Hold on. Uh-oh. That didn't go through. Hold on. We might have to, 1 second. Miss Magdalene, give me a second here now. Oh, somebody says Inspector Best is Chris Saunders' brother-in-law. No wonder. Caller, just hold on 1 second for me, honey. Hold on 1 second. Morning. Can I get through to Commissioner Police Derek Burns' office, please?
Sure, hold for transfer.
Thank you so much.
RCI Desk Headquarters, good morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm wondering how I can speak to the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Derek Byrne.
I would have to ask his assistant to
I'm sorry.
contact you.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I would have to ask his assistant to contact you, his personal assistant, because he doesn't have a direct line that we can give out.
Well, I actually have
but I
his
think
direct line in his email signature. So I don't need you to give that out. Those things are public knowledge, because it's a government number. But if he's not available, is the new designate Mr.
Mr. Walton is in a meeting right now.
He's
and
in
then
a
he has to
meeting.
go over. Yeah, then he's going over to the government building for his swearing in at 10.
Oh, he's being
Once he
sworn
comes
in
out of-
today.
Yeah.
Who does he have a deputy that falls under Mr. What's the new one? Mr. Walton?
You mean Mr. Ennis?
We'll take
DCP
anybody at this
Ennis?
point. Sure. Is he available?
Let me check with him. One moment.
Okay, thank you. Let him know it's Sandra Hill, please.
Sorry.
Yes,
Let him
you can.
know?
You can let him know it's Sandra Hill, Cayman Mall Road.
Okay.
Thank
One
you.
moment.
Miss Mag. Let's see. Hold on. Are we getting anywhere? Oh no. Miss Magali.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you staying now? Are you still staying by friends until you can get this money sorted out?
I'm living with my two children right now in a small little room with my husband. And we share a bath with my daughter.
Have you been
And
able
I'm
to
still
at
looking
least?
somewhere else.
You're still looking for somewhere else?
I am, but I don't have the money right now to look for it because they want
Because
to
this
talk
guy-
to me about it, and I don't have enough.
I'm going to try to see how we can help you get the money together in the interim. But I want you to come and see me because what we're going to go ahead and do is start some civil proceedings against Mr. Samuel because he knows that you don't know how to do these things and he's counting on the fact that you're not going to be able to help yourself, but we're going to sue him for them $1,300. So I will personally help you get those papers sorted out.
Okay. But they told me I'll go back to the courthouse and get that form again and make him explain it to me, but I didn't go 2 days ago.
Gosh, this is the longest hold we've been on in a while.
Today is 1/1 that I was supposed to move in, and I paid it on the 18th, and I did not move in. Don't have no, didn't have nothing for that month.
Good grief, you're gonna be on hold forever. They can't find anybody to work RCAPS. No, sir. Strong Will, he no longer works at Water Authority. Somebody was saying must call his boss. He no longer works. He was medical boarded, from what I understand. Do you have any idea where his wife works?
I'm not sure she works because she was off the island when I deal with everything. So I don't know if she works.
All right. I think it's useless trying to call the police this morning. We understand that Mr. Kurt Walton is being sworn in at 10 o'clock. Miss Magdalene, I'll call you later.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Sorry, we're going to hang up that phone call because clearly being on hold for 8 minutes, that not going nowhere. So the old commissioner's out. The new one is going to be sworn in at 10 o'clock this morning. That's fine. I will reach out to him because I can tell you, I emailed the commissioner, Derek Burns, and apparently he said that he would have someone contact her. And look, all now, nobody has contacted her. She's chasing the police. What we're going to do, folks, is we're going to get some funds together and try to help her with getting her immediate situation sorted where she can find a place to stay. But this is how it's going to go down because this man isn't getting away with it. So we are giving her an interim loan until she can, just so she can find a place to stay, get in a better mental health space. And then I'm going to assist her to get those court papers filed at the court's office and served on Mr. Samuel, because he think he can play with this woman because she's a senior and she can't help herself. Sir, you should be ashamed of yourself. You know, this is where I want to say that those of you who come to our country, and I don't really care where you come from, because anywhere in the world that you try this kind of behavior in your own country, you would have either been arrested by now or somebody would have given you a taste of street justice. He's from Jamaica. Somebody would have dealt with him in a very different way in Jamaica. He wouldn't do this so easily in Jamaica. And if he did, there'd be consequences. But you see, he's in the Cayman Islands where our culture is everybody's easygoing. And, everyone feel like they can take advantage of people no matter who they are. Sir, we're not going to let you get away with this under any circumstances. You can take that as a promise from me here this morning. Mark it down in your little book, students, that on this date, September 28th, in the year of our Lord 2023, Sandy made a promise to Mr. Samuel that you were not going to get away with stealing this woman's $1,300. If I need to go down to the courthouse and file those papers on her behalf, sir, you will find her money and you're going to pay it. You're completely out of order. All right. No, sir. What a mess.
Let me see. Mm-hmm. All right, folks. We have a few more cases coming up. We've got a guy, poor him, he don't have no credit, so he needs us to call him. But there is one. Give me a second here because I want to confirm the situation here. But listen to me now. Remember a couple of days ago, I kept telling you guys this guy, Dominique Williams, his name keeps coming up. Someone actually said to me, which I thought was so funny, and I don't even know what this guy Dominique looks like. I don't know if I've ever seen him or what the situation is, but someone said to me on Tuesday when we were talking about this, they said, Sandy, Dominique William, is it Williams or Williams? I think it's just William, is your childhood crush with the pretty hair. I almost fell out of my chair. You guys might have heard me tell this story about one of the only memories I really have of Georgetown Primary. I kind of remember like a little bit about the general layout of the school. I left when I was pretty young, so I don't really remember a whole lot. That I do remember that there was this really cute guy in our class called Dominique. I just knew his name was Dominique. And all the little girls were like crazy over him, and he was really cute. And he had really pretty, like a head full of beautiful jet black hair. So this person has said to me, they said, but Sandy, that is the little guy you had a crush on. I said, oh, Lord have mercy. It's a good thing I left Cayman, because Lord Jesus, this is not the type of person that I need to be having a crush on, because he sounds like he's not ready. Now, I think there might be more than one person with the same name, so I don't want to get them confused. So if anybody has a picture of this particular Dominique, this is the one who sits on the boards and so on and so forth, do let me know who he is. Like, send me a visual so I can put a visual to the name, because I understand that there's probably more than one Dominique Williams in Cayman. So I don't want to get him mixed up and get him confused. Anyway, he owns Water Boys, right? So apparently he was in a relationship. I don't think this is what the streets are saying. So I'm just giving it to you as I bought it, and we bought it for free. So they're saying that him and Lucille Wood used to be together in a relationship, and they had this business together, Water Boys or whatever it's called. And he is no longer in that business with her, because they've since split, and then they've split the business. So he's taken the North Side location. I believe she might have kept the one in Bodden Town. So like I said, yeah, somebody says he owns Water Boys and they call him Skinny. Mm-hmm. Send me a picture of him so I can see what he looks like now, if he's still got pretty hair. But anyway, he seems to be less than, you know, a good person. Let me put it that way. Because I hear that that's not him. Are you sure? How old is this guy? Because this guy looks kind of youngish. Is that him? Well, he not got no head of hair again. I mean, it cut kind of low still. No, I don't think that's him. I think that's the other one. Like I said, there's more than one. So somebody try and send me his picture so I can see who he is. But anywho, yeah. So apparently he's very involved in politics and whatever, North Side. I don't know if is he from North Side? Is he, you know, I heard he's from Georgetown, grew up in Walker's Road area, which would make sense as to why he was at Georgetown Primary School. This person said, yeah, he cut his hair, but let me see if this is actually him. So his name, like I said, keeps coming up in a non-flattering way on my radar. And that's normally not a good thing. I'm not ready to have a full discussion on him yet, because I need to do some fact finding. But let me tell you the caliber of person he is, because this now is where, yeah, I didn't think that was him. This now is where, you know, you demonstrate the kind of person that you are. So I received another message about him yesterday. Like I said, the messages are coming in kind of fast and furious about this Dominique guy. And he's just, the dude is not a good person from what I can see. I mean, I don't know what else he's got going on. But apparently, listen to this latest story now, and I do have the facts and evidence surrounding this, so that's why I'm going to speak on it. They said Dominique Williams fired one of his staff for having to undergo a medical procedure. This is the Waterboys owner, Tuesday gone. What about, they called him a word. After 10:30, we'll tell you what the word is. So apparently this lady had to have emergency surgery and he decided to terminate her employment. She was on a 1-year contract, so it wasn't even like it was a temporary. The procedure was the 25th. That's just the other day. And he canceled her permit on the 26th. Wow. Talk about heartless on a totally different level. Here is the letter, HSA, to the Cayman Islands Immigration Department, September 28th. This is to certify that the above referenced individual is a patient of our institution and underwent a surgical procedure Monday, September 25th. She's been admitted since that date and is due for discharge today, which was yesterday, the 28th. However, during her admission period, there was an unexpected cancellation of her current work permit. So I'm kindly requesting if her stay on island can be extended until her recovery period is completed. This is expected to be for another 8 weeks duration, which would facilitate her ability to attend her recommended post-operative follow-up visits at our facility. Thank you for your consideration. Wow. So the HSA had to write a letter. Her physician had to write this letter asking immigration to allow her to get time and to remain on island because this guy, Dominique Williams, whoever the heck he is, decided to terminate her work permit the day after she had surgery. Okay? I've seen her work permit, honey child. It's Dominique Williams with an S. Wow. Dominique, really? This is Caymanian doing this. Permit was issued in June of 2023. It goes through June of 2024. Employer, Dominique Williams, trading as Phone Hub. Care of My Office Holdings Group Limited, trading as My Office. So he had somebody else take out the work permit for him. And this is what you think to do. The second someone has emergency surgery, you cancel their work permit the day after the surgery. Wow. My God. You are all kind of special, sir. I mean, really. No, sir. You gotta do better. You have really got to do better. And this is the caliber of individual that we're going to put on government boards. And that's supporting political candidates. I heard there's several that he helped fund their campaign. Well, you're on the radar for more reasons than one. Lots of people are talking in the streets about your behavior, sir. It's about to get interesting for you, I dare say. Siobhan says, get them, Miss Sandy. I'm tired of these scums. Martin, good morning. Says Miss Sandy, good going. Miss Sandy, I think it's supposed to be good going. Keep blessing you. May God keep blessing you. If you steal from old people, your days are short, says Andrea. Natasha, good morning, says CMR is exposing the lack of customer service experienced daily by the general public. I hope that France is listening. Rough C says if it was $2,000, I would be able to beat them publicly in CMR. If it was my $2,000, I should be able to beat them publicly in CMR. Andrea says $1,300 CI is about 200 grand. People kill you for 2,000 in Jamaica. He's very dishonest and should face consequences. Raj, is it Raj or Rajaj? Perfect example of business versus personal. Excellent work. Yasmin says he needs to be fixed. Could not do that in Jamaica. Old Teef. Yep. And Andrea says that they sleep better than you and me. Trust, you can imagine. So again, I want to clarify that there's actually, that's not him. Everybody keeps sending me the wrong Dominique Williams. It's not him. That Dominique is a young Caymanian who's upstanding, an upstanding individual by all accounts. So he's not the one. And in fact, I do think that there's a difference in the spelling of the name as well. So I think that Dominique is, oh, he's also Williams. Oh, well. Child, you might want to change your name after you hear about this dude. But he's in the IT field. He looks familiar. I think I've seen him around, actually, with Marlon and stuff. It's not him. He's not the Dominique, folks. He's a senior application specialist at DART. He's an upstanding individual. That's not the one that has political associations and appears to be a little bit on the crooked side of things. Miss Olive says, can the lady that called in about Howard last week, can you please, Sandy, glasses is off, and Miss Stacy give her the special blended apple cider, and the rest of the people who Howard Teef, please call in. Your time is now. Thank you all. Selvin said, do you want to ensure that the crush is gone? Chat, please. I didn't even know who he was all these years. I just remember some kid named Dominique from the 3rd grade. But no, honey child, I'd be long gone. And even worse now that we hear that you're a little bit crooked. Andrea says that lady should go to labor board. Marshall says he's a wicked man. God don't like ugly. And he will pay for his wickedness. Heartless, says Miss Elaine. A YouTuber says, I wonder if Mr. Williams at least had health insurance in place for the worker. I wonder if this is some trivial attempt to avoid the liability of it all. Oh, that's him? You're not really that cute, child. Time not been good to him. Okay, we got a picture now of what he looks like. Somebody says, aren't you glad you went to Tampa for school? Dodge that bullet. It was only the 3rd grade, folks. And it's not like, you know, we were about to get married or anything. Like I said, I don't even know who he is, but we got a picture finally. This is who Dominique is. I guess that good hair gone, child. The nice full head of hair is no longer. Look like the receding hairline. There he is. Who he for? Who his mom and them is? Anybody know? No, sir. I'm wondering now. Wow. Oh, it's RJ AJ. Facebook won't allow me to type my name the way I wanted to. Oh, gosh. So can I just call you RJ for the record? So this is Dominique. Sir, you care to answer a few questions? We actually have a number for Dominique. Shall we give Dominique a call? Yes, let's give Dominique a call this morning. He's not likely to answer, but let's see. Here I am with my apple cider. Let's call Dominique the crush, the former crush. No longer with the good hair. Becky with the good hair. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Dominique not answering today, boy. So someone says, I think the one that you're talking about is the one with Lucy May Wood from Bodden Town that owns the Plaza Odessa east of Cox. He also owns a shopping plaza in North Side by the Barn Bar. Him and George Tony Powell was in business at the barn when it was called North Coast. Okay. This person who knows a little bit about Cayman, Huyafa segment, says his parents were Jamaicans but came to Cayman in the early days, and he supports Isaac and Jay's campaign. Well, I even heard that he supported a candidate from West Bay. So look like he was all over the place with the political stuff, and he was raised in Windsor Park. So, you know, I have to wonder, because I've heard a lot about his extracurricular activities, which we need a little bit more information on. But a lot of people are questioning his up and coming lifestyle, so to speak. And they wonder, where is the RCIPS in relation to these matters? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Miss Aline say him not look too bad, Sandy. Some Soka says, ask him if he went to Georgetown Primary. Somebody said that that's him. I mean, I don't know. How old is he? He owns Waterboy's liquor store. Yeah, he better do more than owning a liquor store. He better try and do right by people. Allison says, Sandy, someone already tell him that you're on his case. Andrew says, honey, child, everybody know not to answer their phone on Fridays between the hours of 7:30 to 11 because they know it ain't Jesus calling, it's Sandy. His dad is Morris Williams. Who the heck is Morris Williams? I don't know who he is. Morris and Shirley Williams. Morris was Howard Williams' brother, and I still don't know who that is. They're Jamaican people that came out, I guess. Andrew says, look here now. Look here now, man. If you're born Cayman, you're not Jamaican. What a hot mess. Well, if he from Windsor Park, yeah, Caymanian bad blood. Marshall says he may not look bad, but he has bad and wicked ways. He's about 50. Yeah, that probably him for true then. That would make sense with the age. I do declare, no Windsor Park minister, he is denounced. And he has two brothers. Y'all give me all the sus now. This person says he controls East End. It's a crying shame. What do you mean he controls East End? Who is he? Older brother is Ricardo. Yes, sir. He's about 50. They've been here for years. Was he born in Cayman? He has two other brothers. One is called Ricardo. His poor mother died, said somebody. May she rest in peace. She probably wouldn't be happy with what's going on here now. Howie was married to Ruth Williams, and he passed away. Dad does gardening. Who the hell is Howie? Morris and Shirley Williams are the parents. Morris was Howie's brother, and Howie was married to Ruth Williams. And who the hell is Ruth Williams? Y'all got me all kind of confused. Okay. Setting all of that aside, sir, you look like you have some dirty, no good ways about you. So if you're really a Caymanian, that would really upset me quite a bit. Allison says, yes, Sandy, we went to Georgetown Primary with him. Allison, you was with me in school, huh? You were there too? So that's the little one that I thought was cute. Wow. What happened to him? Had a rough life or what? Dirty ways. Alden would never make someone lead him. You East End, what? Arden, sorry. Would never make someone lead him. You East End, everything the MP do in East End has to go through him. So Dominique Williams is the one who's running the show for East End. What are you saying to me now? What? Let me try and sip my vinegar and dissect this for a second. So he's running the show. Why would he be running the show? Because he got Monera. We got to stop putting broke people into office because you can see where the problem lies. Soka says, yes, I know who he is. His uncle Howie died some time ago, married to Ruth Rufus. Well, y'all know the Sus family tree is right, Andrea. Trust me. Caymanians know. Soka says he was a cute kid. Well, I guess we don't all retain the good looks as we age, but anywho, so be it. I do remember, like I said, that's why I had a crush, because in the 3rd grade, I was like, this kid is cute. But Sandy, you asked who he for, knowing full well you don't know nobody. That's true. But they can tell me, and I still don't know who he for. Oh God, we'll see a lot more people doing a lot more unlawful hustling as prices goes up worldwide. That not got nothing to do with it, Rufus. I mean, Rough Seas. Rough Seas. If you're a good person, you don't do stuff like this. Prices going up, not got nothing to do with it. He got money to be putting politicians in his back pocket. He must have money to continue paying the woman while she's working, because you see now she gonna be out of work for 8 weeks. You see the deal here now. He don't want to have to pay her any sick leave. What a disgusting man. And I wonder if the poor woman has any insurance. Y'all need to know about these people talking about they're controlling politicians. Oh, somebody sent me a picture. That's his mom with Ricardo's kids. Ricardo's in the background and he's the older brother. They kind of look coolly-ish, yes. I can see it. Oh, hot mess. The father still lives in Windsor Park. They're Jamaican Coolie Indian, says this person. They call his father Shirley. He drinks a lot. It's like 2 to 3 brothers of them, I think. And their father still lives in Windsor Park. Okay, that's a Windsor Park source coming out. Ruth worked at CUC, now A.L. Thompson's in Savannah. Okay, lived in Lower Valley. A hot mess. I think the other brother's name is Andrew. Ricardo's in the middle. Oh, okay. I see. All right. Well, the brother's not got nothing to do with this, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know who they be and who they is. I just know that Dominique Williams' name keeps coming up over and over again. So I was quite surprised yesterday to now hear of this other situation again, where he has basically fired someone who had to have emergency surgery. Shaka Zulu says, Sandra, you would know Ricardo from Tampa. I doubt it. I didn't know any Caymanians when I was in Tampa, because that was back in the day. There wasn't any Caymanians there. Right before I left, some of them started to come to Tampa, and child Caymanians are the biggest fraudsters. Oh, my father owns a boat. And I was like, who are you? And then I asked my Caymanian people who this person is, claiming they come in here bragging to these white people about their father owns a boat. And they're like, them brothers, their father don't own no boat. On government scholarship, can't even afford a scholarship, talking about their father own a boat. I was like, my Caymanian people. Never had much in the self-esteem department. Lord help us, I tell you what. Always trying to impress white people. Y'all gotta do better. Will the real Dominique Williams please stand up? Oh, will the real crooked one please stand up? This is the Dominique Williams, aka Dominique Chin, aka Skinny. His brothers Ricardo Chin and Michael Williams. Their father was Anthony. Their father lives Anthony Drive. Oh yeah, this one he got better hair though. But that picture kind of fuzzy. but I can definitely see where the hair had looked a little bit better. Oh, this would have been the hair that I would have remembered in 3rd grade. Now this looks more like it. This is not the best picture, but yes, I could see where as a kid, he probably had a nice full head of hair. Michael is the next brother, sorry, and not Andrew. Ricardo and Michael. Okay. Ay. Morning, caller.
Morning. I want just rectify what somebody. I want just rectify what somebody rectified.
Oh, okay.
That tell you how we were married to Ruth. That what L. Thompson, okay. And I know Shirley, yeah, she died, and I know Morris. Yeah, they're right.
So this Dominic Williams,
I don't know him. That the first I see him, I know Shirley good. His mother and I know his father good, but I didn't. This is the first I see him, but he not too cute. He knows big.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I could see where there was potential there. You know what I'm saying? The 3rd grade, he's probably real
look
cute.
like neither one of his parents. Because I know them good.
Yeah, man.
That's some other family member.
Yeah.
Kristen, you know Kristen too, that married to Magoo.
Kristen.
Lawyer Magoo. Kristen, Ruth's daughter. He's her cousin.
No, I don't really know her either.
Yeah, but Ruth was married to Howard. Howard had a wife before Ruth. I knew her too. But when he died, because he died with that disease that what name that my sister did, Lou Gehrig or something like that. They call it that bad disease, whatever that eats your bones or something. That's what he died with.
Oh my gosh, poor thing.
Yeah.
All right, my dear. Somebody said if he goes by the name Chris. I think that's correct, YouTuber, because I think his proper name might be Chris Dominique Williams, is what somebody said to me, but he goes by Dominique Williams.
Oh yeah, that's Ruth's name, surname, and it's spelled with the F-W-I-L-L-I-A-M-S.
Thank you, my darling. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, honey, chill. Somebody said, but Sandra, hold on here 1 second now. Cool have been your type from your day. And me. Lord have mercy. Ay. What a mess. So Chris is his name. So it's Chris Dominique Williams. All right, sir. Perhaps you'll be calling me after the show to give some made-up excuse about why you doing the most out in Northside in Bordentown. We're curious to hear how the people in not Bordentown, East End and Northside, my apologies. The people in East End claiming that you running the show, we'd love to see how that go. Rough Seas says that's a big difference. I can't be the same person in the picture. I tell you what, hair does a lot for you, you know, Rough Seas. So I don't know. I mean, the other one is a bit fuzzy, so I can't get a good fix on it. But it could be. That could. I mean, I don't know. Is that him? Could be. The lips look kind of similar-ish. That a hairstyle, man. Yeah, when you got it full looking like that, you're looking good. But then, you know, when you cut it, I'm not too sure. So that could be him. I don't know. So he's on multiple government boards. Which two government boards is he on, folks? Probably housing. If he's North Side, somebody says, "Yep, that's him, Sandy. Same person." You see, Rough Seas. Sometimes you look different, honey chill. You never know. Good morning, Pam DaCosta. She says I must be careful with that vinegar. No, this is a little vinegar mix. All of that isn't vinegar. So he's on NRA and housing. Oh, he's on NRA as well? Oh, wow. Somebody said, do not reveal where you got that picture from. For safety reasons, he's a ruthless and dangerous person. Wow. Ruthless and dangerous. Those are not words you hear every day to describe people. Is he still with Lucy Wood? I heard they broke up, but I don't know. Ooh, he sound. Wow. No, sir. Well, we're going to be doing some more digging into this situation because this sounds like one that might need a little bit of our attention. I'm just saying. Class, jot that down that we'll have to do a follow-up. Ruthless and dangerous. My God. What on earth is going on? Are y'all paying attention? College, you shouldn't be hanging out with these certain types of people, you know. Somebody said he was just described like a gangster. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, damn. All right. Miss Della having a good laugh over yes, so she says dangerous. What a heat. One more case. Let's get on the case now. This one says that they don't have no credit, so we got to call them. So hold on one second. What's going on with this fella now? Let me see here now. Where's his information? Child, I'm sitting here thinking hard on Dominique. What a mess. All right, let's see what this situation is. I think we'll go into a little bit of overtime this morning, but I got a lot of work to do today, so not too much overtime. To our radio listeners, switch over if you want to continue hearing the show.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir. This is Sandy from the Cold Hard Truth. I understand you wanted to speak to me this morning.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on.
Well, me and my wife got this apartment to rent, and after we pay our money and stuff, but it reached a point where my wife lose her job. So after she lose her job now, I decide say me alone can't foot it, so I have to look somewhere more cheaper.
You already moved into the apartment?
No, we never moved into the apartment.
Okay,
but
so you had only paid what, the deposit?
Yeah, we paid everything, deposit. But I call the lady and make she know, say, we send a message and make a WhatsApp message and make she know so my wife lose her job, so we don't be able to foot that rent, to move into the apartment. So I look somewhere, I get somewhere much cheaper. So I call her and make she know, say, ask her about the money and everything, and she make me know, say, for the money, yeah.
All right, who is the landlord? What's her name?
Her name again. Miriam something Beckford or so.
You have a number for her?
Yeah, man, I think we have the number. I think we send the number to.
I don't see it here. You want to send it to me on WhatsApp?
Yeah, we have it now on WhatsApp.
No problem.
Yeah. All right, send me the number and let's give her a call. So how much did you pay in deposit?
$1,400.
$1,400. And she agreed to give you $700 back.
Yeah, because when we went to pay the money, she said that if we change our minds, then she gets to keep the deposit. We said to her, we won't change our minds. But before the apartment was ready for us to move in there, I lost my job. And we messaged her and we told her, unfortunately, we won't be able to move in the apartment because I lost my job and all of that. She said, oh, wow, why didn't we tell her earlier? And I messaged her, I said, listen, it was dropped on me just like that. So there's no way I could tell you earlier and stuff. After that, no, my husband called her and said to her, can we get back at least half of the money then? She said, okay, she'll think about it. And then she don't call, she don't message, no nothing. So he called her again. And then it's like she started giving him attitude and stuff. She said she was gonna do it, but then she has to wait until when her apartment is rented and all that stuff. Anyway, we said, okay, fine. We're here waiting. Then we went on EK Trade. The apartment is no longer on EK Trade. Most likely the apartment is rented. Still haven't heard her. He called her last week. She didn't answer. Then she sent a message after saying that because of us, she lost 1 month's rent. And she said she was going to give us back half of the money. She is still thinking about it. She don't know when that is, but we will. So stop calling me.
Did you send me? Yes. Did you send me her number just now?
Her number is 323-9492.
All right, 1 second. 32390. Did she say 9492? 9492?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. And what's her name? Hold on 1 second. Beckford? What did she say her name was?
Hello.
Yes, hi, good morning. Is this Miss Beckford?
Yes, it is.
Yes, morning. This is Sandra Hill. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I just hear we have some, well, they were going to be tenants of yours. They've called into our Consumer Friday segment, and they said that you were, they were going to rent an apartment from you. Unfortunately, the lady lost her job, and they could no longer afford the apartment. And they, told you as soon as she found out. And then you had agreed to return 50% of the deposit, which was $700 out of $1,400, and now they can't seem to get the money.
Sandra, that is completely wrong. Let me explain to you what happened.
Okay, sure.
Okay. They came and they paid the deposit. I gave them in writing, letting them know if they paid the deposit and I removed the ad longer than 24 hours, I get to keep the deposit. I'll send you all the messages. Okay? So they agreed to it. Now I said if I keep the ad up and keep showing it, it's okay. But if you want the apartment and you agree for me to take down the ad longer than 24 hours, I get to keep it the deposit. They agree in writing. Back to me that was in writing. They agreed back to me in writing.
Okay.
Now, I removed the ad 3 weeks. And on the very day when they were supposed to move in, they sent me a letter. They sent me in writing that they cannot move in because of certain things. I lost a lot of money.
That's a lie. Nothing like that.
What?
That's a lie.
What do you mean?
So you're saying that it happened on the day that they were supposed to move in. Sir, you're saying that's not
the day before.
The day before.
Sorry, Sandra. The day before they were supposed to move in.
Yeah.
They were supposed to move in the 1st of September. And the last day of August, they sent me this letter that the wife has lost her job. Now what am I to do? I have my own bills. I already lost. They made me last 1 whole month rent.
Yes.
I never get the place rent because remember now, Sandra, during the month of September, that's my bread and butter because you have all teachers coming in looking. In fact, the very day when they paid for the apartment and asked me to take down the ad, and I sent them this letter, the very day. There's not even the people that would contact me on EK Trade. People are driving past my house, stop and ask me if there's anywhere in this area renting. I tell them no, because I already paid the money, I already paid on the ad. Now, how is it fair to me for me to lose 3 weeks of advertising? 3 weeks of advertising. I told them, I said to them, with the goodness of my heart, I would agree to give you back 50% of the rent from the goodness of my heart. That I have to do it, right? That I have to do it because we agree in writing.
Hold on, Diane. You need to take me to Mall Road. It's Sandra on the phone with me now.
Yeah, so let me try to trying to get the facts here, right? So from the other callers now, she said that the day before you were supposed to move in is when you gave her notice that you weren't going to be able to move in. When did you find out that you lost your job?
I already put down the ad for 3 weeks.
Yeah, why somebody's asking why was it taking 3 weeks to move in? But why did you just notify her the day before? You're saying that you just found out that very day that you had lost your job?
Yeah, listen. We were she said the apartment would be ready the 1st of September. When we went and paid the deposit, somebody was in the apartment. She said the person was moving out on the 31st. She said she needed a couple of days to get the apartment rented. So to get it clean, to get it clean and ready. So during the process, we were waiting on the apartment to be ready. It's not like she told us that the apartment was ready and we were supposed to move in. No, we were waiting on her. When I sent her the message, yes, it was the 31st. That was when I lost my job. I knew I had no job.
Sandra,
but it's not like
to Mall Road, then I am going to take them to court. And I mean it. Okay.
So,
because how is it clear to me? Because they asked me to take down the ad. I told them, I told them if I do not take down the ad, then you'll get your money back. They asked me to take down the ad, don't show it anymore. So I took it down for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I lost.
But for 3 weeks, you had someone in there.
Yes. The person was there. The person wasn't leaving until the 31st of the month.
The previous tenant.
All right, let me ask you a question then. We know that right now it is just a moment, Ms. Beckford. We know at the moment that it's a landlord's market, right? So you put up an ad in a day and you could probably have that place rented. Let's be honest. You even said people are driving by asking if there's a place to rent. How long does it take you to get your place rented? When you put up an ad, how long does it take?
It just rent last week, and I have proof of that. It just rented last week. Because remember now, people don't rent in the middle of the month. People be renting for the month end because everybody want to live out their rent that they paid previously, right? Right? The people that rented it, they don't even move in yet. They're moving in on the 1st of the month. So I lost a whole 100. The people that rented it, they're not even moving yet.
So your other tenant moved out. You're saying that your other tenant moved out
on the 31st of August. These people that are now speaking to you were supposed to move in on the 1st of September. And the 31st of August is when they sent me the message that they cannot. Now you tell me, Sandra.
No, but listen,
that's in my position.
No, but listen, she keeps saying that we were supposed to move in the 1st. We couldn't move in the 1st because you said you're getting the place ready. So we were waiting with the place of how we were supposed to move in.
I asked you for a few days to get the place ready, but you were supposed to move in for the 1st week of September.
But we're still in September and we still didn't move in the place.
What do you mean they still didn't move in the place? You're confused because you tell me that you can't move in again and you want to do a rent. I said, no, because you agreed in writing. You agreed in writing. You agreed in writing.
No, but listen. We
don't have to sign anything. You send the WhatsApp messages word. You send me in writing.
No, but look at it. We go as far as that half of the money and you're giving us attitude. Half of $1,400, We never move into the place,
No, but I know I wasn't gonna have no job. We were gonna move in the place, but then I lost my job. So how was I moving to a place we won't be able to afford?
As a child of God, I said, all right, just give me back half of the money. Just give me back half of the money.
Child of God. I am a child of God.
And you move like that? No, man.
You move like that.
But can I
just have to understand.
Just a second.
You're gonna have to understand. You made me last 3 weeks of advertisement.
But Miss
Beckford,
you take it down in writing.
We understand. That's why we said, just give me back half of the money.
But you agreed to give them back half of the money? You're saying that yourself, that you agreed to that.
Them out of the goodness I can
yes, but why aren't you doing that? But why aren't you doing that now? I don't understand. Why don't you?
What is in the last message I sent to them, Sandra? I tell them, give me time to get over my bills, which they let me incur, because I will give them back off, but leave it to me. And I said, don't call me back. Let me call you when I have the money. That's what I told them. I have all of that in writing.
Yes, of course, it's on the phone, because the message you sent, we should not call you. You say you want you said you that you're going to give us back half of the money. You don't know when.
Out of the goodness of my heart, I will give us half of the money. But because
all right, let's calm down. There's no need to yell over each other. So, all right, I need you to calm down a little bit.
Listen, Sandra, I told them out of the goodness of my heart. No, if they want to take it further, I don't have to give them back any. It was out of the goodness of my heart, because they make me lose one whole month's rent. They make me lose one whole month's rent. So their deposit cover that. I'm sorry. I don't have to give them that, man. I tell them out of the goodness of my heart. They agree in writing. So tell them to go get a lawyer and come off of Mall Road. Don't drag me name on Mall Road, because you'll have a lawsuit come to you. Do not drag my name on Mall Road. That's the last thing you want to do. Because I am not in any breach. You are.
Breach on
I am not in any breach. You are. You agree to the condition of my rental. You agreed to the condition. You agreed to the terms and conditions. So I am not in any breach. You are. So come off from our road with my name before you regret this. And I told you out of the goodness of my heart, I will give you back something. But now it not seems possible. Because of what you're doing now. I told you, give me time. Don't contact me when I have the money, because I have to take the $1,400 to clear up my bills that you made me last for September. Hello. Remember now, Sandra.
Yeah.
Remember now.
Yes.
Remember now.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Amanda. Go ahead.
Did you just threaten the tenant? This is verbal abuse. This woman there's something needs to be done. I think that the person that give out their money need to report her to the police. You cannot verbally threaten somebody like that out.
What was the threat? What was the threat?
My question to her is, if she said that the apartment would be ready the first week of September, but yet she had to repair it and fix the damages, what date was the apartment officially ready? That is one. They're getting lost here, right? Two, you're not. Everybody have their contract.
They told me they are willing to wait.
You talk. I've listened to
you
talk.
They told me they are willing to wait for a few days. They told me they are willing to wait for a few days for me to get the apartment filled. Because if somebody move out on the 31st, how am I gonna put them in there on the 1st? I have to clean it.
Do you have any education? Do you know what it is to be spoken? Don't speak when you're spoken. Manners take you far in life. So all of us.
Are you talking to me now?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, she's speaking to you.
Okay. But if you need to do the same thing. You need to listen when I am talking too.
Well, you can't. You're talking is foolishness, because if it was me, you would be in trouble today. Because you cannot come out here and threaten people that you feel when you want to give it to them, you're going to give it to them, you're not going to give it to them.
Who is that I'm talking to, Miss Sandra?
You want to know me? My name is Dacia Tatum. You want my number? Would you like my number? I can give you my number, but I can tell you what, it won't be me. You say you go and send immigration to your daughter-in-law, because you and her would have a problem today. You understand? But what I'm calling to say is that we need to put our foot down.
Yeah, one second, Miss Beckford, just 1 second. Let just Amanda finish her comments, and then I'm going to come back to you. Amanda, go ahead, finish your comment for me.
There's always two sides to the story. I cannot say that what your contract is. I cannot say, okay, I do not agree with you. It's you and the party. But what I am saying is that we're all humans. And to tell somebody they only have 24 hours, where in the world now in society is someone going to find $2,400? You know, landlords give people 2 and 3 payments. You giving somebody 24 hours? Is it that bad that you need money within 24 hours? I know we all need money, but aren't we all humans? Aren't we all humans? Maybe you should take and put yourself in somebody's position. Maybe one day you can agree to leave
you are missing
where
the
you're
point.
from. I'm not missing the point. The point is, one, you shouldn't threaten
Hold on one
somebody,
second.
right? Two, I mean, for you to say, if you feel like, listen to me, automatically to give somebody their money back, that's theft, right? We know and you know that there's no consumer law, so people like you get away with a lot, okay? I am not telling you to break your clause or your rules, but all I am saying, maybe you have to leave. Maybe you're a born Kimanian, maybe you're a paper Kimanian, maybe, you may have to leave this island one day to go to the next man country. Would you like them to do what you're doing now? You are, and not that you lost money because you already had other people sign up for the apartment, ma'am.
All right, let's listen.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am. All right, Amanda, thank you.
So she's getting it twisted about this 24-hour thing. I told the people that if I take the advertisement down from EK longer than 24 hours and stop showing the apartment, if they agree to it, then I'll keep the money. Then I have to keep the money. If they don't agree to it, then I continue showing it until somebody is serious about it. They say, "Oh, we are paying for it now. Take it down." So we go ahead. We took down the advertisement. People been even driving up to my gate asking if there's anywhere to rent. No, we don't have any. The apartment is already gone. Now we lost 3 weeks of advertisement. Now you want to tell me, Sandra? You want to tell me? No, for the whole September. Until now, nobody else has moved in the apartment because they were supposed to be the one to occupy it for September. Nobody have moved in it
So
yet.
it's not, let me just clarify something here. It's not 3 weeks of advertisement that you've lost. You're saying you've lost 3 weeks of rental income because you didn't have anyone in there.
1 month of rental income. 1 month of rental income because September there was nobody in the apartment because these people were supposed to be in it. And on the day before they were supposed to, the day before September rolls in, which I just asked them if they agreed to give me a few days to clean the apartment because the previous tenant were moving out the day before the 31st of August. They agreed to give me a few days to get the apartment ready for them. So they were supposed to occupy the apartment for September. Until now, nobody hasn't moved in yet. You understand what I'm saying?
So I do understand where you're coming from. I mean, that's a fair point. I think that people need to consider this is a business transaction at the end of the day. But I also am a little bit confused by what happens to people's deposit money. So do you spend the deposit money when you get it as opposed to putting it in an escrow account, which is how deposits are supposed to be handled?
Sandra. I never pay my bills. So I understand because if they had moved in for September, then I would have September month rent to collect.
Yes. So you're telling me you didn't save the deposit like you're supposed to?
Sandra, I'm not saying I won't have to disclose that with anybody, Sandra. But what I'm saying, I lost a whole month's rent because of them. So nobody shouldn't question me about that. I told the people out of the goodness of my heart, I'm going to give them back half the deposit. But just wait until I didn't say get on my feet. Wait until I cover my loss. Those were my exact words to them. Just wait until they cover my loss. And they couldn't wait. They have to come to you.
Well, they're saying that it was your attitude and you were telling them that you weren't going to give it back.
No.
So.
Sandra, they were calling me every second. They were calling me every minute.
You're a Christian. You need to stop the lie. You're a Christian. You need to stop the lie.
The last time I ignored your call, I was in Fosters.
Not every day, not every second.
So hold on. All right, hold on.
I called you back.
Yes.
I didn't call you back. I messaged you. I said, you need to stop calling me. I tell you, when I cover my loss.
We do have another caller who wants to weigh in on this.
I will give you.
All right, hold on.
I will give you back half your money out of the goodness of my heart. But you make me last 1 whole month because you have me take down the ads and I couldn't show it to anybody else. Come on, man.
All right,
let's
hear.
Out of the goodness of my heart. And I only say that because I know how it is to lose your job. I know. I've lost my job that I have for 10 and a half years. So I know what it is to lose your job. And out of the goodness of my heart, I was going to give them back off. And I'm not saying I'm still not doing it, Sandra, but I asked these people to wait until I cover my loss. They stop calling me. I will call them. And they want to embarrass me on my yard like I breached anything. I did not. I asked you to wait until I cover my loss because you made me lose 1 month of rent. 1 month. You understand? You want to embarrass me on my road? Huh? I've never been on my road for anything in my life.
Let me tell you something. You see, just like how you're talking now, you say if you was talking like that to me, it wouldn't reach here. But the attitude that you have, you curse, and them something that I'm a child of God. I don't treat people like that.
You cannot say that because I didn't talk to you. I sent a text. So
no, man, you talked to me already. Yeah, you talked to me already.
I'm not. But when was the attitude? I talked to
man,
you.
I think you talked to me one at the time, and you talked to me good. And you say you're supposed to call me the Monday. And you never call me the Monday, and I call you the Tuesday. And
you are the one that's lying
like somebody
you are the one that's lying with the attitude. Because the only thing why you're mad now is because I tell you do not call me. The only thing why you're mad now is because I tell you do not call me. I will call you when I cover my loss.
No, you never told me that.
The only reason why you're mad now.
That was the message, the last message. But before that, you cursed me.
Why didn't you take me to Mario before now then if I've given you attitude before? I didn't give you any attitude.
You cursed me like that. You cursed me out. You cursed me out.
Me curse you? No, you are the lying one. I am a child of God. It doesn't sound like you're not.
No, let me tell you something. If you was a child of God, you'd just call me and give me back my $700. It's $1,400. And I tell you, just give me half of the money then.
No. You agreed in writing for me to keep the deposit in writing. And I said to you, out of the goodness of your wife lost her job, I give you back half. I lost a whole month rent for September. I tell you, give me time to cover my loss, and then
I have bills to pay to you. I have bills to pay to you. This is nothing contradicting here. I tell you, wait until I cover my loss. I will call you. What makes sense? What sense you keep calling me? I call you. I don't call you every day. Before the last message, you tell me you're going to call me the Monday, and you never call me. And I call you the Tuesday, and I don't know who gets you up, but you curse me out.
I did not.
Yes, you curse me out. I'm a child of God, and I tell you, my heart bleeds. I can't believe it. He's really a Christian curse me out. Trust me.
What curse word did I use? I do not use curse words. I do not.
You never curse bad word, but the attitude that you're giving me, you curse me. Why you calling my phone? You're not getting it. Trust me.
No, you need to repent because you are telling a lie right now. You need to
repent long time.
Because you are telling a lie right now.
I serving God for call it 19 years, so you don't have to wait in there.
I gave you no such attitude. I told you in a text message to let me cover my loss.
All right, you see like how you talk to me now? You see like how you talk to me so soft? You never give me those talking. Never. Never.
No, you know what? We're not getting anywhere with this because you're lying.
Let's just try to rein it. Yes, ma'am.
Let's see what we can do with you, Sandra. I'm not talking to you anymore.
All right, let's try to rein it in. Miss Beckford, obviously emotions are high. At the end of the day, we're about results. Can we just get a fixed time that they can get the $700 back so everybody can move on? Can we just get a fixed time by when they can expect to get the $700 back?
No, like I stated in my text to them, I will call them when I have the money ready. They don't need to contact me. I am going to give them back $700 of their money just out of the goodness of my heart.
So you can't say today, in 2 weeks, I'll give you the $700. They must just wait forever. Like that kind of doesn't make any. Yeah, but I mean, then give us a time frame. 2 weeks? Is 2 weeks fair?
Sandra, like I said, I am not going to give you a time frame because you know why? I'm not in breach of anything. They're in breach. They let me lose 1 month rent. They're in breach. They're the one who breach. Okay, not me. So
yes,
I am not gonna give you a time. I am gonna call them. It could be before, it could be after.
Well, I mean,
okay, I am not gonna.
All right,
Miss
Beckford.
Somebody who does me wrong.
Okay, Miss Beckford. Now, I'm gonna call on your sensibilities here, and you say you're a Christian and you're a woman of God. Is that what is that what Jesus would do? Would in the moment? Let me ask you a question, because like I said, you say now you're a woman of God, and this is an opportunity for you to prove how much of a woman of God you are. Because the only question I have is, what would Jesus do in a situation like this? You've given them your word. Yes, I get it. You're upset. You feel like they've called you out and they've caused you embarrassment. Even so, would Jesus not say to you, Miss Beckford, agree to a time, because people need certainty in life so everybody can move on, and hold yourself to that time and simply.
And you know what?
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? All right, go finish, Sandra.
Yes, and I'm just saying, if it's 2 weeks, if it's 3 weeks, even if it's a month, you say in a month's time, I will have your $700 sorted out for you. To me, that's what Jesus would do. I mean, I don't know. I'm not, you see, this is the difference with me is I'm not up in no church going on with, no, I'm a woman of God. I just do the right thing.
Let me Yes. And I'm doing the right thing because, like I said, I didn't have to give them back any money, but I am doing the right thing by offering them half of their deposit.
Yes,
right?
but you're not doing the right thing right now.
No. You're asking me what would Jesus do?
Yes.
One thing Jesus would never do. Jesus would never hold himself to a time that he cannot commit.
Okay.
He wouldn't commit to
so
a time
you're saying that you have no. Okay, so you're saying basically that you have no idea when you're going to have $700 to be able to give them back.
It could be between 2 weeks to a month.
Okay.
But I'm not going to commit myself.
I mean, but that's a time. That's still a time frame. That's better than saying that you don't know and they'll just have to sit down and wait. So at the very most, a month.
I am just telling you that is out of the goodness of my heart because I didn't have to give them anything because the whole month of September, my place was rented because of them. No. He covered what the money I have for them. It covers the rent. So who should take the loss? Me or them? Who agreed to it? They're the one who agreed to it. You understand? So I'm telling you, don't hold me committed to a time frame. Do not hold me committed to a time frame. Okay? I told them in the text, let me cover my loss. Yes, I've covered my loss now. Let me just get back on my feet where I can balance and give them back their money. What's so hard about that? I understand she lost her job, but you guys says I lost it. That is my income. I was working in tourism in industry. Not saying that it was their fault. And sometimes tourism up back, I still can't get back my job. So how is it fair to me to lose my only income to them?
So I'm hearing you say the most time would be a month. So anywhere from 2 weeks to a month.
Sandra, do not pressure me. I am going to give them back their money.
I'm not pressuring you, but that's what you just said. You said it could be anywhere from
and
2.
I also said, do not let me have to commit to a time that I'm not going to even be sure, but they'll get back. I'll give them back something out of the goodness of my heart, which I don't have to. And these people are very out-of-order to come to my road with me, right? And you know what? Like I said, it's only out of the goodness of my heart because I could have them go get a lawyer and sue me and see who is going to lose because they agree to it. I could go down that road.
All right. Okay, Miss Beckford, we're going to leave it there. We've got some breaking news that we need to get to this morning.
Yeah, you leave it right there.
Hopefully you'll do the right thing. I mean, a lot of people are watching and I'm sure a lot of people have listened to you say that you're a woman of God. So we'll see what people of God do. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Okay, dear. All right, folks, stay tuned with us. We do have breaking news of a shooting that is happening right now. So let us try to get the details, whatever details we can on this situation. So I've got someone saying that there's some sort of incident down by Reflections in town, and the road is actually cornered off. So, wow. Looks like I need to get on location and probably do a live on location. So some sort of a shooting incident, folks. let me make my way down there. I think that's the most that we could get out of that situation. I don't know, but some of y'all really making Christianity and even Jesus look bad, talking about y'all are Christians, and you can't even tell me what would Jesus do. You can't do what would Jesus do. Like somebody said, Jesus would take the shirt off of his back. Anyway, some sort of shooting incident. Let me get into town and report live on location and see what we can find out. So stay tuned, folks, to our YouTube channel. We can only go live from one channel at a time, really. Oh, no, actually, we could do both. All right, just stay tuned. Let me see. Yes, some sort of shooting by Reflections. All right, let me put on my pants and shoes and head out the door. And we'll be back on the live. I'll end this live stream, but just keep an eye out for what's happening, and we'll live stream as soon as we get there. All right, folks.